Enemy spotted.
"2035. Leveraging its technological and financial prowess, Havoc has started expanding their presence. Akit, owing to its strategic location, is their primary target. Havoc has already established close cooperation with Akit, providing investment and new technologies to intervene in domestic affairs, all while promising to protect and revitalize the nation. GTI remains vigilant. They suspect Havoc is stealing sensitive data and looting cultural artifacts to fund military operations. Having obtained crucial evidence of Havoc's misdeeds, GTI has taken military action.
You once said we'd meet again in a better future. But now we fight for different beliefs. When despair came for me, it was Havoc that gave me hope. And when you raised your gun at me, did you forget what we once had? From now on, I will no longer hesitate. My blade will carry out my conviction.
Gizmo, how's the mission going?
I'm using a gradient descent algorithm to figure out the most energy-efficient way to get this done.
Huh? What?
Getting there. Come on, we've got plenty more to do.
Rashid Rahal, codename Gizmo. Role, engineer. Gizmo, a native operator from Ahsarah, is highly skilled in mechanical technology, specializing in the design and application of engineering devices and tactical tools. He once served as a technical specialist in the Royal Ahsarah Defense Force, where he gained extensive combat experience. As an operator, Gizmo utilizes mechanical creations for surveillance and tracking. He can deploy smoke mines, which can be remotely triggered, and use sentry bots to mark, damage, and slow enemies within range. Gizmo's tactical equipment is Tenacious Interception Module. The spider-shaped bot, codenamed Tim, patrols a designated path once deployed. Upon detecting enemies, it enters tracking mode, and once in range, deploys a net that limits their movement and firing.
They'll always jump in.
Mission complete. Preparing to extract. We will end this war someday. This land will no longer be stained with the blood of the people.
Reliable intel confirms the Ahsarah Guard is plotting attacks on multiple Havoc facilities. Saeed has planted explosives, aiming to cripple the dam's power grid and prevent Havoc from rebuilding Skynet.
Requesting backup. The pipes have been compromised. Water spreading. If the dam goes down, all areas downstream will be flooded.
All units proceed to the dam immediately. Locate and disarm the explosives.
There's a few rules to follow in this trade. Planning, focus, efficiency, secrecy, discretion, restraint. One mistake, and you're dead. The secret to my survival lies in one simple tenet. I don't follow shit. Hell yeah. Staying alive. That's all that matters.
Havoc is trying to rebuild Skynet. Old habits die hard.
Intel suggests Saeed has planted a bomb in the dam. He's going to take out the whole thing.
Scanning for targets.
Intruders! Secure the bomb site!
Bomb located.
Disarm it ASAP. The consequences of that bomb going off are unimaginable.
Search the perimeter!
They're onto us. How long until it's defused? What are you doing?
Defusing a bomb.
We'll pick up the pace. Shit, well, we're done for, mate.
So no more deadlines.
What? I'll hold them off. Guard all entrances to the dam. Make sure those bombs detonate. There's too many of them. How much longer?
"20 seconds. The bomb is complex. There are 3 wires connected to the central control unit. If all 3 aren't severed at the same time, the detonation countdown will be initiated. Tim will cut the connection points at the same time. That way I can disarm the bomb before Saeed can act."
GTI? You've got quite the reach. Tell me, What else do you know about the plan?
No. You don't know what will happen if the dam stops working. Its structure depends on it being operational. If it stops, the river will flood downstream.
Who's this kid trying to fool?
Let me help you.
Hunters don't rely on wrenches, but daggers. Havoc must repay his debt in blood. I will slit their throats. I will make them tremble. I will drive them from this land. I will ignite the fire that incinerates Havoc.
Sorry, but I'm going to have to piss on your bonfire.
Return to life. What now?
Even if you succeed today, do you really believe you can stop me?
The bomb in the dam won't blow. I'm just going to burst your bubble.
Cowardice won't save Ahsarah. There's a price to pay.
Threatening your own people. What makes you any different to Havoc? Is that a price you're willing to pay? Your anger will devastate our land. Do you want them to be like you? To lose everything? To live in hatred? You're not the only one here who wants to save Ahsarah. Countless of us share the same desire. We're all Ahsarah. We all carry the same Ahsaran blood.
Take them home.
Gizmo! Is everything okay? Come in.
Just a small hiccup.
I managed to extract. What's your position?
The bomb's been defused. See you back at base.
Well, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome into the Season Ahsarah Showmatch. I'm Goj. I'm your host today. I got some, I guess, desert-looking lights behind me because, well, we have our brand new update here in Warfare, and we are headed to Monument. It's going to be a great day. I got to bring in my co-caster, Spider Tiff, back in the booth with us yet again. Tiff, it is great to have you back here with Delta Force. How are you feeling about today's show?
I'm excited. Look, I love it, right? It's a more fitting name, Spider Tiff, if you want to say it, it's around there. But we are getting pretty spidery, right? We got that new operator, Gizmo, coming in with a spider-like gadget.
True.
I'd like to break more of that down later. That's why I'm like, it's super fitting, Goj.
Yeah, we had to bring you back just because you matched the gadget of Gizmo. But let's take a look at the format for today, folks. There's a lot in store for you, not just Warfare, albeit it is going to be all Monument all day today. Now, to start, we've got 16 creators joining us from all across modicum of different titles, joining Delta Force, splitting into 2 teams of 8 for 4 games of TDM. Yes, Warfare all day today, but we're going to be starting in Team Deathmatch. Each of our maps will have some special rules associated with them, which we'll talk about here in a moment. After we finish our TDM modes, we will then get into Victory Unite, where we're going to play 20v20 with some community members and other streamers joining us alongside those 16 creators we talked about earlier. We'll play the attack and defend on Monument there for Victory Unite with some rewards under each of these game modes. And then finally, we will finish with one King of the Hill match, and really excited about that one as well. But we're going to focus in on Team Deathmatch because that's what we're starting with, okay? So here are the rules for Team Deathmatch. Again, it's all about the update. It's all about this brand new season of Ahsarah, which means we're all about Monument. I am so excited to see some pyramids and some sphinxes on main today. But to start, of course, we will have Monument, and there's no true rules, no rules that you have to follow besides play the game, go get your kills. It's Team Deathmatch. It's going to be quick, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Then in the second round, we've got a brand new operator. So we got to showcase some Gizmo only for round 2. In round 3, we got to bring it back from the last show match. Knives only. You can use D-Wolf, Viren, or Tempest, or rather you have to. And you can use their movement abilities, but the only way you could do damage is with a knife. Gonna be a lot of fun again on that one. And then finally, we'll do one more round of TDM with all of the things available for you. So let's take a look at that pricing, because here it is, Tiff. This is the fun part for our creators. Of course, they are playing for a bit of cash. And Tiff, like we talked about before, we've got knives only, which means, hey, we got to reward the best execution on main.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty fun to witness. I can't even imagine who's going to throw down, because you're going to couple all the movement abilities with an execution. Someone's going to have to get creative there on Monument, and we're going to wait to see that. For top slayers, though, $500 in first place, pretty stellar day if you ask me. Second place, 200, third place, 100. Look, who's going to walk away with some cash today?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see who's going to be our top slayer, because as we talk about our teams, we talk about our players. Here are our 2 teams, Team Pharaohs and Team Explorers. Chat, as we take a look at these players, I want to know from you who you think is going to win the Team Deathmatch portion. Of course, we want to see which team wins, but also, like we noticed just a moment ago, we're rewarding the top individuals. So I think these players are going to be going for kill steals. They're going to be going for all the kills that they can. Of course, taking a look at the right-hand side of our screen first, I do want to bring our attention to, yes, Enders, Silk, Stoda, and Westy, and Broken Machine, Break, and Sammy. Also, Nade Shot over there on the right-hand side. On the left, we got Flex, Synapsis, Little J, TJ Skipper, Espresso, Maxic. Oh, I'm gonna struggle on that one today, Tiff. And Grandpa Gaming and Lucci. Really excited about all of our players, these creators, again, coming from a bunch of different games. A lot of them have already played Delta Force a ton, and I am so pumped to see what they're gonna be able to do in Team Deathmatch to start. Now, to highlight a couple of those creators while we're getting into game, Tiff, I'm not trying to play favorites, okay? I've got a good relationship with several of these players. However, I love to see Grandpa Gaming joining Delta Force Showmatch for the very first time. If you don't know who Grandpa Gaming is, go check out all of our creators, of course. But Grandpa Gaming is the super viral grandpa on all short form content out there. That Snipes was, I believe, in the military before, retired 20 plus years ago, and now plays video games. You've probably seen him pop up on your feed before. Really excited to see him joining us today. Maybe even sniping in TDM. Who knows? But Tiff, talk to me about a couple of the other creators that you're excited to see here in Team Deathmatch before we get into the games.
It's interesting, right? Because you want to make sure that you can frag out and excel in those close range combat. But I feel like Lucci, also on the team with Grandpa Gaming, could be a stellar shout out just because of all the crazy challenges and all the content that he's created over the past couple of years in shooter games. So lock it on in. But that's also to say, is he going to be going for content, funny moments, just crazy things? He could be one for the execution kill.
Oh, true. I will say Lucha in our last show match was the shotgun fiend. I mean, that dude was running around with a shotgun. There's a lot of new content, of course, with Season Ahsarah, and a brand new weapon as well. Watch out for that MK4, so machine gun. It's a 3-round burst. It's pretty dang strong, actually, so may see a couple players using that. But yeah, Luci's a good shout. Of course, Nade Shot in the TDM section. We expect him to do really well. Has a long history competing and playing shooters across the board. So excited for him to be joining us here with Delta Force. I will say, though, I think generally speaking, I'm looking out for Enders as per the usual when it comes to Warfare game modes. TDM to King of the Hill, and of course to Victory Unite as well. Enders back with Delta Force should be a lot of fun. He had a chance to hop on our dev stream, and I think is excited to play again today. and crush the competition. Now, we've got great community members joining us for the warfare portion. We'll talk, or sorry, the Victory Unite portion. We'll talk a little bit more about Victory Unite, King of the Hill, and the players joining us for that here in a little while. We're going to stick with our 16 creators for now here in Team Deathmatch. Now, Tiff, as we take a look at what's happening here in Season Ahsarah, the dev update was a lot of fun, but we have a brand new map. Monument is crazy. I mean, obviously pyramids, a lot of fun to watch. I know you and I were taking a look at a couple things before the broadcast. What do you think of this brand new map?
I think it's beautiful. It's massive. It looks great. And if you want a little bit of lore about me, Goj, outside of Delta Force, in college back in the day, I actually took an Egyptian class. So this is like all the nostalgia that I wanted from that because I was so like intrigued by everything to do with that. So you're telling me that we get to go around the pyramids, we get to go into the pyramids during Sector D. So it's just a lot of really fun moments. And because it's so new and we have a show match surrounding it, I'm always curious, alongside Gizmo being highlighted as well in one of those TDM matches, how are we going to integrate? Do you go back to the fan favorites? Do you bring out the Lunas when you have the no rules in TDM that you just feel comfortable with? Or are you gonna run around Environ, get crazy movement? But I love just witnessing how people take to the new map and find all the crazy angles, because all the YouTube content that's been coming out in the map walkthroughs, these are the things that I like to study up on and see what people are going to do.
Yeah, I will say Monument, a very big map. I believe we go all the way to Sector D for our capture points on Victory Unite. Of course, to E for King of the Hill. But this map is huge, and not just linearly huge, expansively huge, vertically huge as well. Maybe the only map bigger vertically is maybe Ascension. You can climb on top of the pyramids, folks. It's crazy. The viewpoint up there is wild. Now, you have basically no cover besides the visual cover that you can provide yourself if you're going to snipe on top of the pyramid. I expect to see Grandpa Gaming up there, hopefully taking some sniper shots. Obviously, the worry is if Mr. Wormy or whoever else is up in a jet or a helicopter, they will, of course, be able to punish you because you're on top of a pyramid. There is no cover, but it is very, very cool. And if you're running D-Wolf, by the way, you can slide all the way down the pyramid. It is insanely cinematic. Some really cool stuff, a lot of cool angles. But there's also on Monument some really interesting underground areas as well, where you can actually go into the pyramids themselves through some of these tunnels. So there is some kind of CQB as well as some of those long sight lines. I'm really enjoying this map. Community seems to really enjoy this map as well. So I'm pumped to be able to showcase it in each of its different forms, by the way. We're hitting TDM, then Victory Unite, then King of the Hill. So it should be a lot of fun. We're waiting on a couple players here for Team Deathmatch. So I want to bring our eyes to what we'll see in round 2 of Team Deathmatch, which is Gizmo, brand new operator, Tiff, which is really exciting stuff. Delta Force has been dropping so much new content recently, and Season Ahsarah is no different. With Gizmo, talk to me a little bit about this operator from what you've been able to see. Obviously, some cool gadgets, some cool systems. That he's really unique character compared to some of our others. A brand new engineer.
Yeah, and I think that this is kind of, the Season 7 is this engineer era, right? We always see the importance basically on the show matches that we do, and even the competitive Delta Force side of things, how important those engineers can be. And yeah, okay, you bring in a native Ahsarah operator. He's got history in his defensive gadgets, and then you kind of pull together an operator where he has those fun things, right? He's got smoke, he's got sentry bots, and we were talking earlier at the top of the show of his spider-like gadget. It's gonna be Tim, aka the Tenacious interception module. Big words for me, but we're gonna call that Spider Gadget Tim here on broadcast from here on out. And it's fun, right? It's a crawler bot, and you can kind of send it out forward, whether or not you're looking to kind of scout out ahead or if you're trying to have someone watching your back. And what it essentially does when it gets that target inside the range, it's gonna shoot out a web. Oh, very spider-like, right? And it's gonna trap your enemy and basically restrict their movement, giving you time to kind of catch up with them and eliminate everyone that you see that gets caught in your web. So I would love to see some people maybe utilize that, whether defending points, but if you're going to break it out in, map 2 of TDM, we are bringing everyone into a smaller section and trying to fight it out up to a certain amount of kills. How many people can you trap? Like, I feel like we should take bets on how many traps we see.
Yeah, I'm very down. Yeah, very cool breakdown, obviously, of Gizmo and all he's got, the smoke mine crawler nest. and Tim. And then the other cool part, honestly, this is one of my favorites because I'm not as good as some of our creators. He's got a passive trait called Firewall. I'm going to read this out. When Gizmo is near his deployed objects, his firearm handling attributes are enhanced, which means his recoil is much less. It's actually insane. You can see the difference quite dramatically when he's around some of his gear. So very cool stuff there. The smoke mine, like you mentioned, it automatically triggers. It's basically like a sensor detected smoke mine. And the crawler nest also will mark people inside of his specific smoke. So it's kind of like a smart smoke, if you will. But anyways, we're going to see Gizmo. We're going to see, of course, Monument all day today. There's a lot of more updates happening in Season Ahsarah as well. If you're an operations fan, there's a ton going on. I'll talk about that a little bit more throughout the broadcast just to keep you guys updated. Also, though, Hot Zone got 6 new maps updated in this update with Season Ahsarah. There's also active map selection, where you can kind of pick 3 maps to choose from, and then we'll see which one you get. So a cool new update to Hot Zone, which is a fan favorite game mode as well, under the operations category, tactical category. So yeah, we got a lot going on with this season, but today we're going to be focusing on the warfare side. So we're going to showcase Monument. Of course, if you haven't been paying attention to Delta Force for a while now, jets have been included in the game since the last season, and we even saw jets cause some serious chaos in the Delta Force Global League. Tiff had a chance to cast that with Vivid, and some jet gameplay changed the landscape of the warfare Delta Force Global League scene, and excited to see more of the jets today, especially on Monument where it's so cinematic.
I love that people are getting more proficient with the jets as well, because once they first launched in season 6, just remember how our creators adapted in the show match. Everyone was running for the jets, trying to get into it, and essentially flying them into each other at the top of every map that we witnessed. There was just this big jet standoff. So I don't know what we're gonna get today, but maybe we'll have some seasoned flyers in there. I should say pilots, not flyers, in there later. But you mentioned Mr. Wormy. Anytime you put Mr. Wormy in a warfare, you know it's gonna be a good time, but we'll get to talk about him and some of those other players that are going to be showcasing that Victory Unite and King of the Hill later. But I'm curious. TDM here. We already talked about the players, Goj. Is there anyone in particular? I already mentioned Lucci getting crafty. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited to see anybody getting crafty here, to be frank with you. It does look like we are starting game 1. Thanks for being patient with us, folks. Game 1 is here of Team Deathmatch. Watching out for Lucci, watching out for all of our players, but I want to remind everybody at home that you need to download Delta Force right now. It is free game. Get involved. You can head over to playdeltaforce.com, of course, or head over to any of the platforms that is available on, which of course is Epic Games Store. We got Steam, we got Xbox, PlayStation. Yes, it's on console. It's also on mobile. Go download in the iOS App Store or the Android Google Play Store. You literally can get it for free on any platform. Insane stuff here from Delta Force, and with all these brand new updates, it's going to be a dang good time over the next couple months. And Season Ahsarah is a banger. A lot more coming in 2026, but for now, it's all about Monument. Team Deathmatch, and we're getting into the mix. We're going to be starting with Enders on screen for now, as all of our players are working on what they want to do and how they want to do it, which frankly in this game mode, Tiff, is all about just getting kills.
Yeah, you gotta get all the kills that you can for sure. But, you know.
They're behind us now. Spawns.
Yeah, Enders is doing a pretty good job here of figuring out where the spawns are. Of course, on Team Deathmatch, as you can see here on Monument, Monument being added into the mix in this game mode as well as Victory Unite. You can see where the map is. This is going to be on the back half of the map, generally speaking. So they are going to be near the back half of the C points, moving towards the D points. There's more of a... I'd say this is the flattest ground you're going to find on the map, aside from just traversing to the pyramids. You can see the pyramids off in the distance. So this is going to feel a little bit more like trench-like. There's a lot of lanes on this map, and everybody's just looking for as many kills as they can get. Figuring out spawns, flipping spawns. Team Deathmatch.
Hey, it's the first of many, right? We're just getting started with no special rules here. I love that we're kind of getting to witness this. Now, granted, you're going 28-15. We're already just a couple minutes in, and we are looking like this team definitely has an advantage.
Yeah, everybody seems pretty locked in. I'm not gonna lie. We were wanted to make sure that the creators if they're talking, we want to hear them, but I think everybody's kind of just laser focused going for kills right now.
Feels kind of great. Like, it feels good. Nah.
As you can see, Enders, Sammy, Silk, and Nadeshot all on the same squad here. So I'm sure there were some builds passed around. Again, classic Delta Force. Unique feature that a lot of people love is that you can just copy and paste gun weapon breakdown codes and get your loadout all ready to go. So I'm sure they did the same here with Nadeshot. Team's locked in.
Are we up? Yeah, wait, we're way up. We're way up.
We're way up. We're crushing it. And, well, aside from the nice little peek to the right, this is a fun part of the map, and I love that our creators are getting to play around it, right? We've seen a couple ones go up top and try to slam him from the top, but you've got Soda back on screen, and he's very familiar with this, just ready to lock in another win.
Hold hands, huddle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, so we can't res each other in TDM, by the way. I've just realized this.
We are winning by
we
a
are winning, yeah.
significant margin.
We can do it, we can do it.
But yes, no, we can't res each other. I thought we could.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Up top of you, Wesley.
Yes.
I got a
kill.
We should push as a train.
Yeah?
In front of you. Go.
Nice.
I got smoked.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, Stod, welcome back, brother. He is shooting straight right now, crushing it right now, and they're right. They are way up right now. Really strong team so far for the side of Westy, Stod, Broken Machine. All great players, and got some great team chemistry as well.
Jake.
They've got a flow going on here. And if you can see from Westy, he's kind of working the same angle despite staying peeked out for a bit too long as you jump on back to Nadeshot, who was also kind of hitting a couple kills back to back. And
yeah.
You know what I mean?
To the back, yeah. They're spawning back here. And there's the back.
Are they really? Is this an
yeah,
exploit?
spawning. Yeah, this is the farm, I can't farm it on this team. You fucking clean up here, dude. How do I heal you? X.
Damn! Yo, that thing just melted me. Those are good shots.
I think we need a new code, Goj. I think we need a new code for that one.
Yeah, I also got confirmation from production that Nade got in on time, but was working on his gun builds for a while, and then Enders and Co helped him out. So I'm glad that we're able to lock in here. Now, I will say, it's looking grim for the side of Synapsis and Flex. Obviously, great players. They're putting up some decent numbers, but I'm seeing 93 to 59 to start here in the very first round. We just need a little warm-up for the oppositions, unfortunately. So this will be a quick victory for the side of Nadeshot and Co. Although he goes down, it does look like we've got some top slayers. Quick look at that leaderboard. 99 to 65. Just need one more, and there it is. Congratulations! It looks like Enders and Co. Team Explorers here on Monument win the first map.
Yeah, that was absolutely just a crushing victory because we jump into it, right? I said we're only just a couple moments in and you're at 28 to 15 and they just kept expanding on that lead. But when you look at it, when we saw the glimpse of that leaderboard right before the Explorers were able to lock it in for the win, I believe Enders was north of like 20 kills. So a good fifth of the team's eliminations just right there. And it could be because you heard a lot of the comms when we were on board with them. Hey, let's work together, push as a team, and obviously keep having each other's backs since you can't res in TDM, Coach.
Yeah, that's right. This is totally different. Obviously, a game mode underneath Warfare, but a totally different mode than what you're used to if you're a Warfare fan. So we'll get to the Victory Night, which will look more similar to what you're used to. TDM, though, is a mode that you should definitely try out. This is what I use to get warmed up when I'm playing Delta Force, right? We're going out, we're slaying. There's not really an objective besides getting kills. It's a lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to play. Let's take a quick look back at some of the replays here. Just a ton of gunfights. Here's our look at our free cam over the top. This is what I was kind of talking about. There's a lot of these headies you can play around, a lot of different angles. And if you've played some TDM, it's a huge advantage because you know all of the angles, you know where the spawns could be. You can even force flipping of spawns as needed. So look at Nade, obviously peeking some of these sight lines, winning some of the gunfights. Stod also putting up some great numbers as well. Both of these two squads looking really, really strong. Again, it's 8v8, so you had a chance to look mostly at the Explorers team. But on the opposite side, Flex, was certainly shooting straight, just wasn't shooting enough bodies down in order to tie things up on the leaderboard. So not a very close map one, but as per the usual TDM, it just takes a little bit to get warmed up. It could flip the other side. We're going to be on Monument all day today. In TIFF, we are changing up the rules for round 2. Maybe you're a fan of D-Wolf. Maybe you're a fan of Viren. Too bad. We got to check out our brand new operator, Gizmo. We're breaking down all of the different gadgets he's got. He's passive and everything in between. Ultimate, it's super strong and very, very cool. Like Tiff said, Season Ahsarah is the season of engineers because Gizmo, brand new engineer. Every single player has to use Gizmo going into this next round, Tiff. I think there's going to be a lot of nets. I think it's going to be utter chaos is what it's going to be.
I am going to start keeping a scoreboard of how many times we see Tim get deployed and capture someone within the net, of course, right? So you're going to have Monument, yes, but there's going to be Tims everywhere, especially if we are going to see everyone locking in for Gizmo. Now, if you haven't played Gizmo yet, of course, he's been out since November 18th, and, well, the creators that were able to lock in and play him when it dropped, you're going to have a bit of an advantage. And if you did, you might as well help your teammates, right? Because at the end of the day, top slayers walk away with cash, but we are going to be talking about that execution kill in our next match. This one, all about that Ahsarian engineer, Gizmo. I love that you were kind of talking about everything. We could dive more into the crawler nest, that gadget that he has. Of course, it's like, what, 3 sentry bots? You don't have to deploy them all at one time, and if you want to start kind of calling them back, I think there might be about a 3-second cooldown before you can deploy it again if you haven't used them all. So it really has some nuances to it, which you're not going to get granular on when you're locking into a TDM game that lasts, what, about 7 to 8 minutes?
That's right. Let's take a look back on the scores on that last round before we get to the Gizmo round. A quick look, and as expected, Enders near the top, at the top, actually overall, not just for Team Pharaohs here, but for everybody. So a big shout out to Enders there for winning his side and also winning the overall matchup here. Enders at 20, Break at 16, not too far behind. Everybody else pretty close for the most part, pretty even spread across the board. We are getting word that Mr. Wormy actually going to sub in here for team on the right before we get into this next round to make sure we've got even teams. It looks like one of our creators is going to be showing up a little bit later in the broadcast. So Mr. Wormy joining us should even things back out, and we'll see how map 2 goes as we do move into Gizmo only.
Give me Gizmo. I am excited. Now, so when you think about where that TDM landed on Monument and you throw Gizmo and everyone on him as an engineer. So what are we going to see? Tim is definitely going to be locking down some of those angles that we saw people trying to flank for. Of course, looking to get up on those high grounds just above kind of, it's almost like trench lines in a way. You kind of have those little areas that you have to navigate between, and then you pop on up. But there's a lot of open spaces, Ghosh, so I really think that smoke is going to be so vital.
Yeah, I think it will be very helpful because of these angles. I think that's a great shout, Tiff. The smoke is a very interesting use of a smoke compared to what we're used to. Like when you think back on some of the other operators that we're used to seeing in Warfare, Stinger, for instance, when you throw that smoke UAV, if you will, down, or that recon smoke that you're able to control, you're able to put it and throw it out and it immediately goes. Same with Luna, everything in the middle, right? This one is different because it's sensor activated. So you can just pre-prep an angle, set it out, go do something else and come back. You're gonna hear it pop. It will also, you'll be able to ping if you put the crawler nest there as well. You're actually able to ping through the smoke. So much value from this kit if you pre-prep setup. It's going to be less kind of active use that you're kind of used to from D-Wolf, Viren, and everybody in between, Luna, like I was talking about. So it'll be interesting to see how the creators kind of adapt to that when we get into TDM and everybody's running Gizmo.
Well, they've only got a couple minutes to adapt to it, Goj, because when you think about it, you don't have a lot of time to say, what does this do, right? No, you better figure it out, unless your gun's gonna talk for you and you're just gonna make up for it with the gunny, right, in that reaction time.
Yeah, that's right. And again, even less recoil if you're near some of your gear. So if that smoke goes off, you're going to have a lot less recoil shooting through the smoke. And if everybody's pinged and highlighted through the smoke, good grief, Gizmo. He's got a lot of utility, which is the name of the game for engineers. So I'm pumped to see him in action from everybody. Everybody should have Gizmo unlocked on their accounts, and should be a lot of fun. We're going to be jumping straight back into the match as soon as possible. Just getting Mr. Wormy in to join us to make it 8v8 again. And then we'll get into game 2. And again, we're playing 4 total games of Team Deathmatch, and then we'll move to Victory Night. We're going to bring in a bunch more community members and creators to join us to make it 20v20. So should be hopping into the game here shortly. But Tiff, talk to me a little bit more about TDM. Obviously, fun game mode. We're shooting guns, we're taking lives, we're taking bodies, but a lot of maps as well under TDM, and a cool way to kind of experience Delta Force in a different way.
Yeah, I love that you were kind of talking about how you use it specifically to warm up before you maybe jump into some operations or warfare. It's just to kind of keep fresh. They're really quick. You know, obviously you go to 100 kills and they usually are about, 8 to 9 minutes, maybe quicker than that if you got someone crazy like Enders on your team, just absolutely fragging out. You really never know. But I think it is, if you're looking to test kind of those initial engagements instead of spending all that time with your loot, loading into operations and dropping in, and then getting dropped on your first fight. No, this is kind of the battlegrounds, the proving grounds. If you're looking to get more confident on Viren and maybe kind of the movement that he brings to the table, then I think it's best to test that there in TDM. It's a great resource. And
yeah, I totally agree. A lot of fun, and also just very quick games. I think Delta Force, generally speaking, and some of these other game modes can be a little bit longer games, but hey, I gotta say, TDM, very, very fast. I think that first game was like 9 minutes in total. So great way to warm up, great way to hop in, play a quick game, and then do whatever else you want after that, whether it's operations, warfare, victory night, everything in between. So we'll keep talking about our players. While we've got a moment, I believe all of our players just making sure they've got Gizmo selected, and then gonna hop right back in the lobby so we can get started. While we've got a second, I want to update everybody on the operations side. So if you're a fan of operations, there's a lot of updates in the operations game mode, from consumables and new syringes. We got the Proteus Jammer, we got the tactical gear supply, some very cool stuff happening in the operations side as well. We also have the neuro fluid, which is very cool. For 180 seconds after you use it, when an enemy aims at you, the screen edge lights up in their direction. So a very cool way to make sure that you stay safe out there in the operations game mode. Some fun stuff over there, as well as, by the way, the Zero Dam updates are very cool. Zero Dam, it's a new mini mode, Zero Dam Sink Point. Unexpected flooding has occurred in the underground pipeline area of Zero Dam, and Saeed has planted a bunch of explosives all over the map at key facilities. So a very cool kind of mini mode you should definitely check out. You can do a mission as well to defuse those bombs and receive airdrop rewards if you are able to complete it. Some fun stuff over there, and some new kind of weather as well, with dusk weather potentially being added. So yeah, we'll keep talking about a lot of the operation stuff as well while we showcase Monument, but fun stuff here in Warfare 2. There's a lot of new content as per the usual. I'm ready to hop into game number 2 here with Gizmo. In game number 3, just as a little preview while we wait on our players, Tiff, game number 3, we're gonna see the classic fan favorite knives only. Gonna be a lot of fun. When we talk about the extra bounty that is a part of that game mode, which is the execution, best execution, what do you think the best execution could be? Are we trying to like 360 YY ladder stall off the top ropes and then execute somebody? Like, I'm trying to think of like what could be a really cool way to execute somebody. You got any ideas? Maybe Gizmo utility? I don't know.
Oh, I mean, you could essentially use Tim to capture them in the web and then kind of finesse however you want to do it. Be like, all right, I'm going to jump on down, slam you in the, yeah, whatever. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so like, I'm in the movement. I feel like it's just Halloween was what, like a month ago, and I'm still Michael Myersing people. Nah, we'll see what happens. I know the last time we got to do melee only in TDM, we didn't limit it to what the melee weapon could have been. So we had a couple that came on out and different people use certain things. Well, this time you can only use the designated melee weapon, the Adage. So you can bring that through, but what you can do with that is kind of up to you, right? You've got Tempest, and she's pretty movement heavy, but if I'm doing it, I'm 100% going Viren. I think he is going to be that more assertive, aggressive movement character to bring you forward and to really give you something super cool. So maybe it's a wall bounce into an execution. But I think you're right. Maybe you work with another player on your team that's a Gizmo and you trap them and then you hit a wall bounce. But you can't split the money with them. I mean, you could.
I like your ideas, though. This is ingenuity. This is creative thinking, Tiff. This is why we bring you onto these broadcasts. You're so creative. I am not that creative. Yeah, I think that's a cool way to do it. I think Gizmo could be cool. I do think Byron's probably going to be the play though because of the movement abilities that Byron has.
Style on him.
I think we definitely style on him a little bit, but we'll see what players decide to do. And I'm excited to get into the victory night too. Again, like when we think about the monument map, this is a big map, folks. I was talking to some of the creators about it that play this game all the time, and they're like, yeah, I think the only map that's technically larger square footage wise, I think is Fault. It is about the same size though, so will be very interesting to see all of our players kind of utilize that map effectively, especially with vehicles being into the mix. That's a whole new game plan. Vertically using the vehicles to maybe even get on top of the pyramid quickly, dropping out of a helicopter. You can actually jump off the pyramid onto a crane that the crane there's no way to get up onto. So we're going to be looking for snipers and counter snipers likely. I don't know. It's going to be a dang good time. But I'm getting word. Thank you for your patience yet again. We've got our players into TDM, which means we are headed right back into the map here shortly. Game is starting. Back to Monument, Tiff.
Back to Monument, this time with Gizmo all day, and I can't wait to see what our players do with Gizmo. Now, mind you, Engineer locking it in. You've got Tim, the ultimate crawler nest, smart smoke mine, firewall, and all different kinds of ways to utilize his kind of abilities. But what will our players go for first? Are they going to lock in and see what the smoke mines can bring to the table? I want to see the firewall. I want to see that passive that you're talking about with that control, right? So basically you have to be 20 meters within one of your gadgets that you've deployed and makes that ADS a lot easier.
That's exactly right. Well, we're hopping into the game. We'll see if this one's a bit closer, as we do have Wormy joining us instead of Grandpa Gaming, who will be joining us a little bit later. Starts off, though, Stada, I believe, getting first blood, shooting straight. Flex was top slayer, by the way, for this roster. And so will be fun to watch out for that and see if they can continue to get great. Now, here's a fun way to do this. Set up a couple utilities, then try to spray paint them to hide them. Not a bad play, as I believe it looks like it maybe even takes the spray paints with them. That's a fun little utility bonus for us. Thank you, Lil J. I appreciate that.
See, this is the kind of crafting abilities that I was talking about. I'm like, what are we going to do that's different? That wouldn't be something that I would immediately go for. But nade shot here. First look at Gizmo. Doesn't need it. Just got the gunny. That's all.
Nade's going to certainly be trying to put that gunny to good use. Finding some nice angles here. Picking up a two-piece, or at least... Oh, that is a double kill for him. Oh, he's just finding them all. He's got a crazy flank and just runs out of bullets.
Oh my god, let's go. Let's go. I'm fucking wild. I'm dialed. I'm fucking locked. They're not ready for the aggression, bro. We're taking a lot of people by surprise.
Gizmo's down, don't mind me. Gizmo guy.
That was the most nonchalant way to say they're not ready for the aggression, but that's the net. There's Tim coming in. He's able to rip it on off and get straight back into it.
That's a lot of Spider Tiff Tims running around this map. Holy cow.
And yo, chat, listen, I'm not very good with util in any game. I'm gonna try to use my util a little bit, show this awful.
Don't worry, we'll wait.
I'm an assist god right now.
There's no chance he's using any utility. He's got spiders all over him, and he doesn't even care hitting the headshots. This guy's different.
Yo, these spiders are actually taking me for a run. Holy shit.
This is a bad time to say I'm actually terrified of spiders.
But your name is Spider Tiff. You're supposed to be one with the spiders. What is going on?
Nah, dude, I just like comics and scaling things like Spider-Man. That's literally it. I scaled a fridge once. Terrified of spiders.
That is insane. Take a look at TJ Skipper and Co. Yes.
Baited. You shoot the util, you get taken down. Back to Flex. 18 in the first TDM map. Let's see what he does now, because he finds 3.
Yeah, Flex is frying. Trying to battle his way back into this one. Down by 20 right now.
No, tío, fondo arriba.
All right, little DJ, send it on in again.
That's
the
hilarious.
best part. The best part about what we just witnessed is that they can climb vertically, right? Now, the obstacles do have to be low enough to be mantled because that is how that they will go above it. So if it's super like perpendicular to the ground, it won't do anything. It might just bounce off, but it will climb some of the things here in Monument. So I think testing it out like this, perfect way to go, DJ.
Oh my god. Yeah, if you have an artillery barrage, look at your bottom right, whatever your button is.
Watch my pushes now. Jesus. I'm trying to hit a lick mid-map. It ain't working anymore.
I know.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This is not all that close. We've got, looks like decent kills on the side of Flex on the other side, but a tough game regardless as this roster and the other 4 players, this roster right here, Explorers are crushing it.
Top left side on the boxes. He needs to go. Oh, it's Lucci. Yeah, he's become a sentinel, isn't he? Sentinel.
Not Lucci.
No, the spider. The spider's on me.
Get your net, Stoddy. Net them.
Okay, got him.
Stod is shooting straight. My goodness, this roster is disgusting.
I got Lucci. I killed him. I killed the sentinel.
You got him? Nice.
He deserved it. I'm pushing mid.
Oh my god.
We're not pushing mid anymore. We did deploy Tim up and over, and we decided to run straight through, but denied. At least you're on 13.
Not having a good game. Not having a good game. It's the start. Got off to a
Need 2 kills for the win. 98 to 60. Unfortunate game. Looking for kills, and we certainly found them on Team Explorers there. They go back-to-back, game 1, game 2. The operator selection didn't seem to change too much for the Explorers roster. They look very, very strong here in TDM. Of course, we're here for a dang good time. That's what it's all important. We're trying to showcase all of our modes, but the Explorers are here to win. Good grief. They are crushing it. It's another 100, almost like 35 maybe point spread in terms of total kills. Rosters were flying and frying. Hey, I gotta say, Nadeshot's looking clean. I don't know if he used a single utility that entire time with Gizmo. It doesn't matter. He's shooting straight and he's finding the flanks.
He did say he was going to use the util. He goes, no, don't worry, chat. Like, we're going to lock it in. We're going to use some of this util. We're going to show it off. Proceeds to not do that. At least what we saw on main here. Who knows? We'll see what he thinks of Tim and the spiders later on. But it seems like when you throw 16 gizmos in a TDM close range combat kind of vibe here, you're going to get caught in at least 10 webs in a duration of a game. Because how many did we see on broadcast? At least like 4.
Yeah, there's a lot of nets. There's a lot of Tims. There's a lot of those Spider Tiff Tims that we'll keep calling them. They are pretty strong, and frankly, they're just annoying. And because they're annoying, that gives you a huge advantage when you start getting into some gunfights. So some fun moments there with Tims, as well as the nest was insanely powerful. Little baby spiders running all over the place was insanely frustrating, I think, for some of our players to try to deal with. Even Nadeshot was trying to figure out, what the heck am I doing right now? Because I'm slowed, I've taken damage from these things, and also, if Gizmo peeks that corner, there's going to be no recoil on his gun for the most part. Let's take a look back on some of those replays, though, see some of the usages of Gizmo's utility, as well as just some great plays from our players. As we take a look at it, of course, it started off with, actually, it looks like maybe it was Silk with first blood, but quickly things started moving in favor of this roster right here. The Explorers really struggled to find any sort of moment where they would have an error on the map.
Yeah, Flex was still frying though, and we know that he had a strong performance there in map number 1, and we're rewarding the top slayers in general, the top 5, I believe. If correct me if I'm not, or if I'm wrong there, but we're seeing just kind of the consistency coming in from the Explorers, which is not going to allow the Pharaohs a lot of room to get those frags up.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely top slayers are going to come from the Explorer side. However, you never know what happens in the next round, because round 2 is done. You no longer have to play Gizmo. Instead, it is knives only. So we were talking a lot about this before. Obviously, we got some individual rewards for top slayers. We also have a best execution, $200 to Chris Benjamins, to whoever wins this one. Excited to see who does it, because this is going to be a lot of fun. I think players are going to be going less for slaying out this time around. Tiff, I think they're all going to go for executions, which means picking our operators correctly, using some of those movement abilities correctly. This is going to be chaos, just like the other rounds, but I think this is going to be a little bit more interesting and unique in the sense that they have an objective in mind. Rather than just killing their opponents, they're trying to style on them.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna see, right? So if it is melee only, you can only use that designated weapon, the new Adage that just came out. If I say that incorrectly, you know what? We're just on a mispronunciation kind of Friday day, but you can only pick D-Wolf, Viren, or Tempest, and no damage abilities can be used. Of course, anything that has to do with movement to be able to style on your enemies, definitely pull that one out. So with that execution, right, you have to be able to do that behind them. So think about kind of where we've been witnessing a lot of the movement plays coming in from Monument already. What is that going to look like? Are you going to be Viren? Are you going to be kind of nestled up the top to dive down on them? I think that's what it's going to be, honestly, Ghosh.
I know. I think so too. Let's take a look at the scores and see where everybody's at. Explorers, I've won again as Stod was top slayer this time. 19 kills overall. Flex, top slayer for the Pharaohs though, again. 13 kills overall on the losing side. Of course, Synapse there at 11. Wormy joins the roster, gets 8. Lil J, I think, was playing around with those spiders a little bit too much. Only picked up a kill, and Lucci the same. I think the Explorers team was calling Lucci the Sentinel, so I'm not sure what he was doing over there besides just trying to get info for his team. But regardless, some solid kills. Here's a look at the overall, though, as we go into the knife-only round, Tiff. Ender's at the top with Stod and Flex right behind. Flex might be making some cash today if he keeps this pace up, even though he's on a losing side.
Yeah, that's actually really impressive, but you have to think about it. He went, I believe, 18 in map number 1 and then 13 in map 2. So we are trailing downward, but this is where you can really make up a lot of ground because some people just really aren't good at meleeing people out. So you're either going to get stabbed an infinite amount of times, it's going to feel like, and you're not necessarily going to be able to regain. So a lot of our people are going to feel confident with D-Wolf, right? One of those original operators that have been in the game since the very beginning. Viren and Tempest, I believe Tempest is definitely the newest one on that list. And honestly, out of the 3 Ghosh, I feel like, I've said this a couple times, Viren, right? You got kind of the ability package there that's going to keep you moving forward. D-Wolf, sure, that exoskeleton movement capability there will be nice, but I don't know. Which one would you lock in? You have
if I'm playing in knives only, this is probably the only game today that I think I could actually do well in. I'm going to be honest. I think I am a good knife only player. I think I can get mixy. I used to run knife only customs in a bunch of different caves, actually, with a bunch of my friends growing up. So this is right up my alley. I think I do really well. I'm locking in Viren. Let's hop into the game and see who locks in which operator and who goes for best execution and who's just trying to stat pad here and make sure they earn a bit of extra cash on their Slayer
come on,
leaderboards here.
Yo,
oh shit.
Yo, you told me to hit that. Yo, you told me to hit that V and I turbo boosted.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's the turbo boost.
What the fuck? How do knives work in this game, bro?
What? What do you? Hold on. Back it up.
I believe.
Damn.
I believe in the adage. Man, people are going down fast. I mean, this is brutal. And I gotta say, Team Pharaohs, who've been struggling all day today, absolutely obliterating Explorers. Explorers, as a reminder, they just won back-to-back maps by over 30 kills. Knives only. Pharaohs are crushing the competition.
¿Muerto?
Bro, me estoy hinchando.
Diablo.
Me estoy hinchando.
Bro, qué locura.
Hostia, hay mucho aquí arriba,
Sí.
I feel like he's just waiting for his next challenger, right? They're just hitting the dynamic propulsion and just trying to finesse him. I think that Flex wants to climb up the leaderboard here. You called him out in 3rd, ready to make some cash, and he says, I don't care, you can try to crawl away, but I'm gonna hit you with a double swipe. Can we get a 3? Come on.
Hey, Flex is trying to make sure he's earning some extra cash. Oh, there's an execution on main from the free cam. TJ Skipper putting in some work.
I don't know. I think we might just need to group up though. No bullshit.
Can I use the Viren like stun grenade thing?
Hey, at least
we're down bad in this game.
They're all death balling around. They're dead. Well, if you get them from behind me.
Is that it? Yeah.
I think one of the knives.
My favorite strategy. You heard it, Ghosh. You heard it. The death ball.
Classic.
Yeah.
This is a classic Tiffism. Tiff is always talking about the death ball, and apparently in Knives Only, it is the strat. Holy cow. 57 to 30.
I have 1 kill, guys. I'm really contributing. I feel like we've been misled. I think Broken's idea, though, of everyone sticking together.
Death ball, death ball, death ball.
Let them come to us.
Death ball, death ball, death ball, death ball.
Wait,
We
there's
just
2 of
death
them
ball
now.
round.
I'm spawned behind. Oh my god.
To be fair, you lost a 1v1. You were trying to death ball. You were like a little duckling that got separated from the group, and you just got dumpstered on up there.
I think we get something.
This Adage is clean, by the way.
Oh my god.
Brand new melee weapon also into the game. Just recently added with the new season. It is clean. Sammy making great work of the Viren utility as well with the movement. Making a quick move backwards too.
Estaba yo one-shot, no sé ni por qué voy a por él.
Wow, manda por detrás, tío.
Tiene que estar fondo izquierda, ¿no? Quizás, ¿dónde estamos yendo?
Aquí, por medio.
Okay, Synapsis, let's see what you got. You got Silk right there. Part of the death ball, you got Enders on your horizon. Ooh, nice movement there. Does it save you? You do a lot of damage on a Synapsis, but still being able to retreat back to your team, safety in numbers.
No, me pinchó.
So this is not even close. Somehow the Pharaohs, it's like we predicted this. It's like we wrote this up. Somehow the Pharaohs are only good at Knives Only, absolutely decimating the competition. Like a 30 kill lead right now, 28 kill lead.
Joder, tío, y me puse a mí. Qué locura.
Ya ni mogu.
Only need 5 more here for the Pharaohs. 4, 3, and counting 2. Absolutely decimating it. There it is. 5 get knocked down in a sequence of 2.5 seconds. Team Pharaohs get their first win in Knives Only. They were deathballing Tiff, and it worked out perfectly for them. That was crazy.
All I hear in the comments, death ball, death ball, death ball. I don't even know if I could say it that many times that fast. But because the thing is, like, if you go in and you find 1 player of the opposing team, right, and you've got 5 of your teammates, you're gonna jump that dude effectively, right? Even if you find 2 of them, you're taking them down. The goal is to get the trades, and to see them make a comeback, look, it's nice. We're still 2 up there for the Explorers, 1 on Pharaohs, but we just gotta keep on trying.
Yeah, big question in my mind actually is our individual kill leaderboard. We'll get those scores calculated because that game could have totally shifted up who's at the top of the leaderboard. Like if Flex ended up picking up a crazy amount of kills that round, even though they lost the first 2 rounds, Flex was top fragger on Team Pharaohs in the first 2 rounds. That is something to keep in mind, is that maybe Flex could take a top position here going into the last round here in Team Deathmatch. Again, playing a total of 4 rounds of Team Deathmatch. And in the 4th round, this next round that we're about to play, anything goes. Maybe if you're Team Pharaohs, you just go for Knives Only. I don't think that's going to work if your opponents are shooting at you with guns, but I'm excited to see what they decide to do. Maybe no more Sentinel, Lucci. Maybe no more playing around with the Spider Drones, Lil J. Let's lock in here for the last round and see if we can even up the tally 2-2 before we get into Victory Unite. But that's where we're going next. Let's take a quick look at our map rotation if we can, to remind you of where we're going here in Team Deathmatch, because with our 4th round, like I said, anything goes. You can play any operator, you can use any strategy. It's just about getting more kills than your opponent. So chat, let me know what you think. Do you think the Team Pharaohs, they've got enough chemistry now after Knives Only? They've had their fun and now they're actually going to get involved and stay competitive? Let me know. I'm excited to see what they're able to do here in the last round. Anything goes. Let me know what they're going to do. Do you think Pharaohs are going to win? Let's take a look back on the replay though, Tiff, because that one was a very, very fun map.
It was fun, it was fast, but every time we do a melee only, I feel like our creators are always like, this is the best thing. We need to run this back time and time again, and Flex just hitting them with the multis, a little swippity swipe, swiper no swiping kind of status.
Golly.
But does this bring him into the top 2 position on Slayers?
I think so. I think he was only like 3 kills behind second, which I want to say was Stod, and Ender's technically at the lead at 37. I think Flex like doubled up their kills in this round because of how much they dominated in Knives Only. We were seeing like multi-kill after multi-kill from Flex, and plenty of our players doing a really good job even with knives only. We even saw Nade getting involved here, picking up several kills. Here's a look at the overall kills. Oh, it was Wormy. Wormy was kind of frying, 18 total, but like we expected, Flex and Synapses both at 14 on the winning side.
All right, Flex is just really consistent here, but Wormy coming in as a sub, starting in TDM map number 2. We know Wormy as one of the best pilots we've seen in Delta Force warfare type of games here, but now we also know that he has this like hidden secret talent. He's just a melee master.
Apparently, 18 is crazy. Now, I will say Enders and Stod both picked up 11, so they should find themselves still pretty clearly at the top of the leaderboard, at individual leaderboard. There it is. Flex did barely pass Stod there with a 3-kill spread. Does jump up to 45. Enders goes up to 49. So generally speaking, Enders leading the charge still with Flex and Stod right behind. Top 3 there. The big question in my mind is who got the best execution thus far. I know we saw at least one on main. Of course, that will all be decided off broadcast. We'll review all the footage and see who got the best execution on the day. I believe that can happen at any point in the day, but I'll double check on that. Maybe it was just from that round. But either way you look at it, here's a quick look at that map rotation I was talking about earlier. Again, no special rules. Anything goes for the first round. We did Gizmo only. It was spiders all over the place. And then it was knives only in the last round. Final round of TDM TIFF. Again, anything goes. I'm pumped about this.
Anything goes, and with Flex being 4 kills away from Enders, who's in first for the top Slayers, this is your last chance to get your hands on the largest chunk of cash today. And you've got to break out what you feel more comfortable with. Will Gizmo make a return? Will we see more Tims across Monument? Or do you return to your beloved, your fan favorite that you feel most comfortable with? Are you going to be self-healing with Stinger? Are you going to be rocking along with Viren? What are we going to bring out if you want to get to the top?
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I think it's just whatever you're the most comfortable with. Because at this point, anything goes. So it's just about getting your gun up, holding the angles.
One by one.
Playing it well. Lucci, we need to put up some numbers here. And unfortunately, starting out, I think was trying to report his opponent.
Yeah, ban him. He hit me too hard, too quick. We can't allow this.
You guys, they got bow and arrows.
Oh my god. Right side heavy, you said?
This guy's with a bow. Yeah, there's a bow running behind us right now.
Oh my god, yo, I'm shooting. I might need to go back to the AK. This SMG is the bullshit.
This Mr. Wormy guy's actually him.
Was that the change? Goj, was that the change?
Yeah.
Mr. Wormy stepped in, and next thing, the Explorers, they're shaking.
The auction has begun.
Decently even across the board. Explorers have taken a decent little lead here. 3 to 4 kill lead. Everybody playing a bit slower right now, though. Playing smart. They want to win this last one.
What the hell? Right now, people.
Oh, okay. We're just going to keep on moving forward. Let's go, Enders.
Yeah, we got him down. This is the spot. We're in the spot.
Alright, they're probably going to be back left now.
They flipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be actually.
They shot him in my butt.
I was wondering what weapon everybody was using, and yeah, Wormy's got the bow out. He is locked and loaded. A triple on main and more counting. The bow is a high-risk, high-reward weapon. If you've got good aim, it is so much of the reward side of things. But if you start missing, obviously the risk comes into play. So far, so good for Wormy. He is trying to even up the score here. He is trying to keep his team in the game. Unfortunately, the score is slowly but surely slipping away from him.
Question is, when you've got little DJ off of Gizmo, off kind of trying to cook up something crazy with the bots, what do we bring? What are we trying to do?
Out.
We're always trying to do something wild on main.
Little Jay is just having a good time. I respect that. Oh, back to Wormy we go. Looks like he just got cut down a moment ago, but bow POV, best POV apparently. This guy's crushing it right now. I'm telling you, it is such a strong weapon if you're able to hit your shots. Obviously, you can't spray. Okay. You just gotta hit, and he's hitting.
I'm scared. he's using the data knife too. Like, this dude is an absolute menace. Okay.
No comms, no words, all gas. I mean, this dude is throwing nukes down range with this bow. Oh, finally starting to miss a couple. Just kidding. Oh, see you later. Guys, a walking highlight reel right now. Unfortunately, down by still like 6-17, and Enders is the one to cut down a crazy streak. He's on 23 kills. This is brutal, but here's a quick look at the overhead cam. 23, by the way, of the 62 that his entire team has. Insane stuff right now. 81, though, for the side of the Explorers, which is going to be the squad that's been winning most of the games today.
Well, back to Flex, who was looking to carve his own storyline towards the top of the Slayers, but Mr. Wormy with 23 just a moment ago looking to bring it back for their team. And as you can see, kind of bringing in some hardware. Oh my God,
is that a guided missile?
I think so. Don't die. Oh no. I have nuke.
We're getting a guided missile on TDM. He's telling his team stop dying, and then he ends up unfortunately die here because he wants this nuke to launch and land. See how much value he gets out of it. Bang! Picks up a 2-piece on Westy and Nade shot.
Oh no, Nade's probably like, what?
Unfortunately, not going to be enough to hold the line. There go the final couple kills. Insane stuff. Don't worry, Wormy. You're getting your dues, my man. Team Pharaohs, they did a good job overall. And I think, unfortunately for them, as much as we want to tout them as champions, I don't think they were able to cut that one. Look, Wormy was able to pick up a crazy amount of kills. I think he had half of the overall kills for Team Pharaohs. It was brutal for them. And so I want to say Ender's probably going to end up top fragger, but a fun map to watch regardless.
It was really fun. Honestly, you need a ton of kills to be able to bring that guided missile into TDM. And if you're looking to get basically a third of the total that your team needs to win TDM to be able to drop that, Mr. Wormy, you're just giving us glimpses of what we're about to witness later, aren't you?
Yeah, that's all of our TDM games. We're headed to Victory Unite next. But first, of course, we got to take a look back on everything that happened in that last round, as well as once we get those scores ready, we will show them because we've got prizing on the line just for Team Deathmatch with our creators. A lot of fun to watch, folks. You got to try out Team Deathmatch if you haven't. These games are so fast. Blinked, looked up. One side already had 100 kills, so that was insane. Big shout out to Team Explorers there. I'm really pumped to see who our top fraggers are from that last game in general, but I assume Flex will be up there for the Pharaoh side, and Enders and Stod were our top 2 fraggers overall thus far. But let's take a quick look back on that map. Some fun moments, well, most of which were Wormy on the bow, but regardless, some fun replays.
I was curious if 90% of our replays were going to be at least that, but we do start off with Enders before moving on over to the cat, the bow, the chaos.
I want to say that was that I think that was a collat with the bow down lane there. I saw a double kill with one arrow, but either way you look at it, Stod was still frying. Enders still had some good clips on this one as well, and Flex picked up some pretty decent kills from distance as well, but a very fun map. Wasn't all that close, though, as Team Explorers do end up winning. Wormy with the most by a mile, 32 kills with the bow. Enders does pick up 21, though, and it looks like Stod had a little bit of a slower game, so I would expect to see Enders still at the top, but I think Wormy might have crept into prizing even though he didn't even play round 1, Tiff.
Yeah, here's the deal. When you had Wormy kind of step into the Pharaohs, if you're going to essentially sponge up a lot of those kills, you are kind of denying them from other teammates, right? It makes it tougher for Flex to find. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing for the Pharaohs. They still lost, but we'll see. We'll see how it panned out.
Yeah, let's take a look at the overall. Enders at the top, and Wormy and Flex broke through and took the second and third place positions overall. 58-54, break there at 54 as well, and then Stod gets barely into the top 5 at 51. Pretty solid averages across the board. You gotta remember that we played a total of 4 rounds, so Enders was frying. It's 70 total kills in 4 rounds, including a knife only round. These are pretty impressive numbers from Enders.
Honestly, you're not wrong about that. It stayed consistent, of course. So you kind of go down as well. You got Silk Sammy in the top 10. Nade shot as well with 41. But you come on over to the prizing, and congrats to Enders. $500. 500 big ones, and Wormy creeping in, grabbing a nice $200, dude. That bow game alone worth 200.
Yeah, it pays to be a sub, my man. Comes in, sneaks into the prize, and picks up a little 200. Flex picking up 100 as well. Pretty impressive, by the way, that we had 2 of the Pharaohs who lost 3 out of 4 of the rounds, frankly, inside of the top 3. These guys were frying. Enders, of course, on top by a large margin on Team Explorers at $500 a piece. Now, again, we also have $200 bounty for best execution. That will be decided off broadcast. We had a couple on main. We'll keep our eyes out on some cool clips. Of course, all of our creators can submit execution clips if they would like into the Discord, but our team will review everything behind the scenes. Delta Force will pick who they think was the best execution, and we'll see if that clip gets posted on the timeline somewhere later. I'm sure it will. But Tef, that was our Team Deathmatch portion of this broadcast. So big congratulations to our winners thus far. I feel like everybody's adequately warmed up. What about you?
I think so. I think they're ready for some Victory Unite, and I think we get to showcase a little bit more of Monument because it is such a beautiful map, and I'm really hyped. I know the creators behind it and kind of all the game dev, they were really excited. I was reading a ton about Monument, and specifically about the desert and trying to recreate that in the map, and I was like, dude, they went super granular on the details for this, and it's going to be beautiful, and I can't wait to showcase more of it.
I'm really pumped about it as well. And before we get into it, I want to remind everybody, if you like Delta Force, if you like what you're seeing here with Team Deathmatch and you want to try it out, especially with all the new updates in all of our other modes as well, from operations to hot zone, a lot going on in the Delta Force ecosystem. Make sure you download the game. It's free and it's on every single platform that you could possibly think of. It's on mobile, it's on console, and of course, it's on PC as well. So go download Delta Force right now. You can see the link down below if you want to download the official launcher, or head over to any of the other platforms to get the game. It's free to play, and it's a dang good time. And I also want to remind you to drop a follow on all major socials for Delta Force. If you're like, man, I want to get involved in some of these events, we're bringing in a bunch of community members. Wait, that's me. I'm a community member. All you got to do is follow Delta Force on all of their socials and join the Discord. They've got every single social media you can think of. They even got fandoms for breakdowns on how things work in game. So go drop those follows. Go join the official Discord. It's a great place to interact with some of the moderators that can help you out if you got a couple issues here or there, or look for a group to play Delta Force with. Go join that Discord. We love the Discord with Delta Force and would really encourage you to join, especially if you want to stay up to date on all news and all events. We're going to take a very short break here in the booth. When we come back, it's more warfare. It is Victory Unite time. It's going to be 20v20 big map style on Monument. You're not going to want to miss it. And then we'll do King of the Hill right after. So tune in just a moment. We'll be right back after the short break.
You once said we'd meet again in a better future. But now we fight for different beliefs. When despair came for me, it was Havoc that gave me hope. And when you raised your gun at me, did you forget what we once had? From now on, I will no longer hesitate. My blade will carry out my conviction.
"2035. Leveraging its technological and financial prowess, Havoc has started expanding their presence. Akit, owing to its strategic location, is their primary target. Havoc has already established close cooperation with Akit, providing investment and new technologies to intervene in domestic affairs, all while promising to protect and revitalize the nation. GTI remains vigilant. They suspect Havoc is stealing sensitive data and looting cultural artifacts to fund military operations. Having obtained crucial evidence of Havoc's misdeeds, GTI has taken military action.
spotted.
I've been throwing deaths there. Yeah, a little bit.
Welcome back to Season Ahsarah Showmatch. We're really excited to be back, and we had a lot of fun with Team Deathmatch, so I am pumped to see what happens with Victory Unite next. We are anxiously awaiting Victory Unite. This map is huge, and we got a chance to showcase all of it, not just the small section that TDM allows for. So let's take a look at the format again for this amazing show, because we got to walk through all things Victory Unite and all things Delta Force with a brand new season. As a reminder, here's the overall look. We just completed TDM with our 16 creators, and with 8 players on each side. It was a lot of fun. It was nonstop action. I think everybody's warm. But on the Victory Unite side, now we're adding in a couple more players with 20 total players on each of the teams. So we've got a total of 40 players, and we got 2 games of Victory Unite being played. Gonna be a lot of fun. 20v20. Really pumped about this. And then, of course, once we finish Victory Unite, we will move over to King of the Hill. So looking forward to this one. Now, as we take a look at the format just for Victory Unite, this is what's going to be happening. Pretty standard stuff across the board. It's Victory Unite. We're playing 2 total matches of Victory Unite, meaning we're playing Monument, and the teams are both going to attack and both going to defend. Once they do that, boom, we're done, and we'll see which side has won. Maybe they trade wins. Maybe one side goes 2-0, the other side goes 2-0. It's not a full best of 3. We're just seeing them both attack and both defend. And our rewards for this section of the event will be top 5 Slayer and top 5 Medics. And then we've also got rewards for each of the winning rounds. So let's take a look at those pricings and how it's all broken down. And Tiff, you can break it down for me. We've got some exciting pricing for this broadcast.
I love how you throw it over to me to break this down, because I'm incredibly jealous that I am not playing in this, because can we talk about it? Of course, team rewards, you got the 5,000 Delta kits or tail tickets per player map win. But then the really cool stuff is when you look at that first Slayer and the first place medic over there, an Asus Tough Gaming RTX 5080. Look, that's absolutely disgusting, and a stellar upgrade for anyone looking to maybe put together a new PC or pull out that old graphics card and swap in this bad boy. Of course, they're not going to be the only ones taking home some stuff. We're going to reward all the way down to the top 5 Slayers, 500, 300, 250 down to 150 respectively, and kind of we're gonna mirror that over on the medic side as well. Still jealous, but it's okay. Maybe they'll do some giveaways for the community, and I'll pop in and enter.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous as well. We're having a damn good time here at the booth, but this is going to be a very intense competition with the top Slayer rewards. Extremely juicy stuff there. Let's take a look at the overall players, though, for Team Pharaohs and Team Explorers. Similar names. All of our 16 creators still playing. The 8 creators still on their same sides, but we've added a bunch of new names into the mix. Some community members that you might recognize. Some folks from the chat, maybe, that you recognize as well. I know they were waiting in the wings and excited to play. Of course, you're a fan of the Delta Force Global League. You will recognize several of these names. Specifically, of course, we've already seen Mr. Wormy, who subbed into the creator portion, a creator in his own right with Randy Savage, Oxowl as well. We've seen that name plenty of times. And if you watch some of these show matches, you probably recognize Pepe, Iron, Lonity, and many others. It's great to have everybody back. Please, over there with Ender's squad joining them. It's nowhere. If anybody watched Delta Force Global League Operations, we got some recognizable community members. We're really pumped to get all of our players into the mix, Tiff.
Yeah, you've got Yellow Love as well. We've seen them kind of duke it out here on main for Delta Force, but then you kind of come on over to that Warfare map rotation, and it's going to look familiar. It's going to look a lot like that TDM map rotation because it's all Monument all day, baby. This time in Victory Unite. You've already kind of broken that down earlier, Goj. But of course, with Season 7, they did have some updates and some little changes here. I love that our commanders can now appoint squad captains during that assignment phase, so you can make that change as well. They did kind of change up a lot of that call-in support, the airdrop vehicle cost adjustments. We'll see that kind of come through, and maybe that's going to allow some of our players to bring that on in. You are going to want to make sure that you get a vehicle. So critical here, obviously, in Warfare, which we talked about it, right? Season 7, the engineer era, which goes hand in hand with the vehicles.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the entire map. Now, a quick note, by the way, all of that pricing is just from the Warfare Victory Unite portion of this. So we'll be a total of both of these two games combined, attacking and then defending for our top Slayer and top Medic. And the tickets are per round. So a team could potentially, an individual could potentially win 10,000 tickets if they win both rounds. That's how that works. But those individual reward pricings are for the total, the summation of your kills or the amount of revives you pick up between these two rounds. And then we will then play King of the Hill, which will stand on its own afterwards for a little bit of fun, a little extra look at this map. But as we take a look at the fly through where we get to see all of the map rather than just the TDM portion, it's expansive, Tiff. Underground areas. You can travel through the pyramids, over the pyramids. It is crazy, and I am so excited to see what the players are able to do with vehicles and also just on their feet. But as we take a look at the Victory Unite screen, our commander voting, everybody's voting for Nade Shot.
I don't know. What am I doing?
Guys, don't vote Nade. Vote far right. Don't vote Nade. Far right.
Oh, thank God.
Don't vote Nade Shot, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I think Nate said, please stop. I don't want to be the commander. I just want to shoot my gun. And it looks like they have acquiesced to his request, and they decided to change things up. They're voting for player number 1. Number 1, also a competitor in the Delta Force Global League. Don't let that name confuse you. Their name is literally 1.
Yeah, you should not have signed up for commander.
I would have been a bad Supreme Leader, that is for sure.
Oh, rescue. I'm rescue.
Wait, so role is vehicles.
Nate, go for infantry.
Yeah, I'm going infantry, bro. I ain't getting in that fucking jet with Silk. I don't trust him.
Squad distribution complete.
Dude. Yeah, give me 3 or 4.
So we don't like util. We don't trust. The only thing we know how to do is fight with our weapon, and we are pretty good at it. Let's just say that.
Come on.
Oh, I'm really pumped about this one. All right, here we go. All of our players loading in.
Number one.
Let's see what they're able to do.
All right, I'm on your quad.
We're gonna get smoked by vehicles if we don't get any engineers.
Uh-oh.
What does Faults think he is?
Everybody trying to decide roles, and I will say it does look like our explorer side.
Oh, yo,
he's attacking first, and off rip they are getting shot at.
5 fucking people.
This is utter chaos to begin with, but we'll take a look at Enders and what he's going to do here as they're attacking A.
He's very much under the assumption of like, shoot first, ask questions later. We are just going to, if they see movement, we are pre-firing it. And it does pay off. You grab a couple kills that we're just literally threading the needle through. Oh, window,
so you gotta take me up.
Where was the trust?
We're in a blender right now, I gotta say. We'll get a hang of it. We'll make sure. I think whoever was driving that helicopter maybe was messing with their settings while Nate Shot was trying to spawn inside of it. Respect. But Ender's moving up slowly towards the point. Of course, we will start with A. We'll move into B. It'll be C1, C2, which is going to be around our pyramids. And then we'll finish with D as well, which is going to be closer to that TDM map. So that's the way this map all lays out. See the pyramids off in the distance. We'll slowly get there, hopefully, if our attackers can capture this first point.
Oh, God.
He's got his pathing already lined out for him as we kind of dive on over to see what other people are doing, looking for kind of that hold here.
And so far, the defense has got the easiest hold of their entire life. I don't think anybody's moved up to the point yet. It's just everybody learning the map, trying to figure out where they want to get to this point and how are they going to get there. And it looks like a couple players trying to play Overwatch positions that they're going to get smoked by Little J. But finally, we're seeing some action closer and closer to the point. You can see where point A is inside of buildings. And again, as a reminder too, if you're a fan of our esports broadcast here at the Streamer POVs, if you see red, that is the enemy of whoever we're watching. But if you look at the top right-hand corner of your screen, that's going to be the team that we're watching, regardless of which streamer we're watching. So you'll see that change from Explorers to Pharaohs. And
I mean, I don't
what
know how we
in
got
the
behind me.
world?
No sound.
Talk about a cool execution. Stod just got executed by a person with a bow.
Let's go, Mr. Wormy. You are really showcasing that I believe like 80 to 90% of these buildings are destructible. And Mr. Wormy says, I am going to break everything. This man is a harbinger of destruction.
The Pharaohs currently defending, as you have called it out, a harbinger of destruction on main right now. This is brutal.
At least it's a cute little cat doing it, right? You kind of just bring it in and be like, yeah, just picture this on the other side of that bow and arrow from an earlier TDM.
They're in front of fish banks.
So far, not so good for the attack. As much as the Explorers were crushing it in TDM, it seems like objective gameplay isn't their strong suit thus far. As a reminder for Victory Night, if you don't know how it works, it is the same as traditional warfare. There's less tickets, some more strategic value with support systems and your commander. Spawning is a little bit different as well. But your lives are going to be top middle of your screen. We're at 129 for the attackers. So plenty of time. Generally speaking, our metric for success is you want to capture each point within 60 lives if you want to make sure that you don't have less than maximum going into the next point. And we are just about already there. So far, a win for the defense in pretty dynamic fashion.
He's definitely just trying to add to a highlight reel at this point in time. We know how critical vehicles are. We highlighted it. We know the changes that were made, the cost adjustments that came through here. But the moment you get Mr. Wormy himself into a vehicle, you have to do what we just saw. You have to evict him straight out of it. Whatever it takes, that's the mindset.
Enders is playing the point. Problem is, I think he's playing it by himself. There is nobody helping him out on the point right now. Defense is fully swarmed to point. Nowhere. Looks like the only other player trying to move up. I think Randy Savage, by the way, on the defensive side, is actually the top player in terms of skill, or sorry, in terms of skills, crazy. In terms of score with 18 kills, I believe he and Wormy working together in the vehicle, which they have done time and time again, even in esports.
Okay, let's see what we got here, little DJ.
I'm seeing a lot of red. I'm seeing a lot of red in the kill feed from the Lil J perspective, which means the attackers find they're getting a foothold on point A, and there it goes, slowly dwindling down, but some decent trades.
I was trying to look at who was focusing on kind of being that top medic. Mind you, you guys just saw what the prizes are for top slayer, top medic, but you know who is back looking to reclaim the throne that he got from basic TDM. He only played 3 of the 4 games, got second place overall, and is bringing craziness down with the bow again.
Silk had the helicopter. It was actually seeing a crazy amount of value on the point for the attacking side, but gets immediately blown up after like a double kill from the heli. Immediately the defense said, yeah, I'm done with this. Get out of our map. We cannot have aerial support against our defending side here on the first point. And what looked like it was assuredly going to be a hold of the helicopter in the air, now slowly but surely turning back to the defense, reclaiming possession of this first point.
I'm running somebody over.
It's a brutal way to start.
I'm running somebody over. It has to happen. On full speed. Somebody's getting ran over in this. Oh, I lied. I'm getting out and I'm taking height. I'm gonna get a little bit of high ground. Once I figure out how to do that, I'm gonna get a little bit of high ground.
I don't think he's getting high ground.
Well, hey, he's got some stairs right there. He definitely can. Attack still has possession over the point, barely. They've got to get some bodies on the point. Got to make sure these defensive players don't get revived on point A. And I will say, too, if you're noticing, the small village that we were moving into here for point A has turned into a wasteland of ruins. All of these buildings have an insane amount of destructive capabilities on them. You can blow them to pieces, and running vehicles into them can blow them up. Shooting rockets at them can blow them up. These buildings and destruction that they've included on this map is pretty outstanding.
Beautiful.
He did get high ground. I just want to take that back. You know, he did get the stairs. He did get it. He did get one kill. It does. It does go a long way. Mr. Wormy finds a couple, gets traded out by Sammy, and we're going the distance. Maybe one more bullet. Oh, just an assist.
I'm just dealing.
Hey, we take this. Here's the problem. We had some nice possession of point A. We were 3/4 of the way to capping it. We do lose a defensive vehicle because of a couple of anti-tank mines. That's a huge win. But they do just trade out to another. It's just an armored transport, not a big deal. But the defense, they end up finally losing the point. It looked brutal for a moment, but a capture comes through in the nick of time. Definitely not maximum lives going into B, but hey, we at least captured a point.
Oh, wait, yo, I thought he was on the other side of the hill. I thought I was getting...
Yeah, this was going to be very interesting.
I don't know what vehicles they get here, but if they get a tank, it might be really bad.
Well, if they get a tank, maybe we can just, like, coordinate.
Also, at least on the King of the Hill thing, you can get on the top of that pyramid up there.
What? Okay.
Yeah, you can climb that entire pyramid, so if you start getting sniped at, just look up there.
Wow.
There you go. There you go, Goj. It's not Goj up there with the sniper, but just know in King of the Hill, you are getting that subtle foreshadowing that, yes, you can climb to the top of the pyramid, and a vehicle is now inbound for this next sector. And a lot of our teams here are just kind of talking about what do we need? What vehicle will help us the most here?
Bro, no veo nada. ¿Por qué me pueden ver y yo no veo con la térmica, chavales? No lo entiendo.
Thanks, soldier.
Lleva sangre fría. Sangre fría. Pero que sangre fría si llevo la térmica.
God, Flex is just in the thick of it.
Yeah, in the weeds. Wormy pops out of a tank destroyer. It's a nice arrow shot, and then hops back in. Tank destroyer is one of the strongest vehicles in the game. You're about to see great use of it, I am sure. Walking into a crowd of people that don't hear the roar of the engine. And is wiping them left, right, and center. That was like 5 kills. Maybe a couple more coming his way as B is very easily able to be defended by Mr. Wormy and Randy Savage working in tandem here in the tank destroyer, making sure they stay alive with the engineers. There's a kind of a classic esports strategy, and frankly a strategy that everybody should try to implement, but not enough. Illicit Goose from the backside, AT4 to the back of the tank destroyer. It goes down. That's a huge win for the attack.
Just a silly little goose, and that AK-12 has been absolutely doing work throughout our day here on Monument. Flex only went up for this squad right now, and we'll hit a spawn back in. Let's see, are we going to go straight to a vehicle? We are for Flex on the ground, mind you. Looking good in TDM as part of the Slayers there. Maybe can run it back here, but the push towards that left onto B. Hoping to see if we can maybe get some progress.
I'm going to be honest. I thought this game was going to be over on point A. The attack was looking disheveled, unorganized, and now they're moving like a well-oiled machine. Thought it was maybe a fluke that they were just crushing it in TDM, but now they blast through point B. And this will be our first big sticking point, I believe, for the attack. They've almost gotten back. They're literally 1 life short of max going in. This is nearly perfect because of their efficacy on point B here, Tef. I will say C1, C2, much more difficult. This could be a big hold.
Dude, I didn't really slow the health regen without heals. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
I forgot. Maybe it was always like this.
All right, on to C we go. C1, C2, and we are looking, like you said, Goj, a lot more, you know, unanimous as a team, right? We are coordinated at this point, and I think a lot of death balling goes into it, right? You get in, you get onto the objective, and you hold it out.
I couldn't agree more. I think playing as a team is absolutely vital. And they were doing that in TDM, certainly, besides the knife-only game.
Oh, there's a tank behind you.
We'll see what the explorers are able to do. Here's a look at Sammy, a staple in the Delta Force community. He and his goblins have been ruining people's day in operations, but it's pretty solid in warfare as well. Traditionally goes for a medic class. It does look like he is playing Stinger right now, so he's going to be going for these revives pretty aggressively. But he can also climb the pyramid and oh, somebody's. Oh, I thought it was a sniper. Nope, it's a tank destroyer. It's Wormy. It's Randy Savage.
He just seems to do that to people, right? And that.
Oh my.
Wait. Can I just see that again? You know, I'm not going to. We'll see it maybe in replays later. But that was really nice, Stott. I'm gonna give you your flowers there.
From you.
Thank you. What in the world? We're quick scoping on main.
Do it again. Just hit another one because let me just tell you, the dunes go crazy. You go for the peek, you miss, you do with the re-peek. It's looking like little groundhogs out there.
Stop just took an AT4 to the face. That was crazy.
So crazy.
That is karma right there, Gosh.
It's actually cooked.
Looks like Nate is playing underground. He's traveling through the pyramids here. Gonna try to move over to C2. C2, it looks like, is gonna be the first target of attraction here for the attackers. And he's actually gonna cap from the inside. He snuck in the backside and whoops, sorry buddy. Mr. Worm is here with the tank destroyer.
No, but where the fuck did this guy just come from? How did they know I was hitting this little pinch?
This is the point.
We gotta get some engineers on the map. We gotta get some more. We gotta get some more rocket launchers, or Wormy's about to tear this point to pieces. Jeff, this is a strategy we always see in warfare in general, but especially when we've got a well-coordinated team. The vehicle plus a couple engineers can almost entirely hold down a split point sector like this. And look, I mean, this is ridiculous. This is insane. What am I looking at right now?
Mr. Wormy doing wormy things. I don't know. Do you remember that trend where people were like, would you still love me if I was a worm? Look, like, that is a vibe, right? But he does have his engineers. You've got Randy Savage and it looks like Owl that are locked in being able to provide that. Fish Banks on the Tempest just living their best life. And Mr. Wormy just piloting the vehicle with Randy pocket engineering.
Yeah, this is the strategy for sure. It's just hilarious how much he's getting away with. I mean, this guy's literally getting away with murder as he is wiping the map. It looks like maybe Stod trying to snipe at him, trying to knock somebody off. If they can get the engineers off, that's the key. Like, if you've got rocket launchers, if you can hit the top side of this vehicle, it could hit the engineer. Down goes Randy. Okay, vehicle is open. Vehicle is exposed now with Randy gone. 24 HP. And the makings of a good vehicle driver is going to drive out of the way and get this thing back to tip-top shape. It actually wasn't Randy. It was the other engineer that was taken down, but Randy will get a heal up on him. And from 24 all the way to 60 and going. This is the way you play this. In and out gameplay. But Luch, another great content creator, plays a bunch of different games. There's a lot of hours in Delta Force. He is holding down the point as we see vehicle on vehicle violence. Nade Shot getting involved. Being the team trying to win the vehicle war versus Wormy.
Yo, I'm just gonna.
Vehicle drop to designated location.
You're just gonna what? Because you literally just went in a vehicle 1v1 against Mr. Wormy. That's very respectable. It's ambitious. We almost had it there.
I think if he gets a little more support, I don't even know if that's on Nade. I think he needs some backup. Unfortunately, everybody's battling in the vehicles right now, and we got to battle for these points. We got to play some objectives.
I should not have got out. I should not have gotten out. Yo, I was actually hitting flow, and then I went in that.
He's like, the vehicle definitely interrupted my flow state.
Continue the fight.
Dude just needs to hit the flow state like Zenitsu and we'll be all good. Ender's now looking to get back into it here for the Explorers, but back to Nade we go.
Yeah, the attack is now prioritizing C1. Okay, these points are really cool because you can actually see it. You look at the mini-map top left-hand corner of this screen, you can see the highlighted color of what part is inside of the zone. C1 down on the ground down below. C2 actually up in this structure, up into the pyramid. And if you see that elongated kind of skinny portion, that actually goes inside as well. So almost like two different terrains inside of a single point. Very cool capture point. Also, I just saw 54 kills for somebody on the defensive side. I assume that's either Randy or Wormy from the vehicle. Yeah, looking pretty strong for Top Slayer.
Good assumptions there, Goj. Good assumptions here at C2. Mountain goating up the
subiéndola cuando hay gente a mi izquierda. Arriba.
Side of the monuments.
Ya te captaron como el tryhard de la lobby, mi bro.
Te lo juro, no lo entiendo, tío.
Normal, eso porque te están pinchando de la retransmisión oficial.
No. Coño. Hay una Tempest ahí arriba y un...
Not the artillery barrage. This is gonna change things up for sure.
No sé quién...
Yeah, we got a lot of strats being typed in the chat right now. In engineers on C2. C1 being captured pretty aggressive with belly attack. They're trying to prioritize starting the tug of war, capturing a single point. Unfortunately, Randy Savage is on the point with a tank destroyer. Bad news for our attackers. They got to figure out how to take that thing down ASAP. And take a look at Breck Desnack, Mr. Pro Westy Broken. Break on your screen right now, looking for a bit more action as they have captured C1. It's a part of the Explorers. He's on the attack. They've got control of C1, but somehow they have to keep control and get to C2.
Yeah, I guess that we can spawn on C1 now, but
Oh, we were so focused. We were locked in on the player we were shooting. We wanted to make sure we could grab that, but you just get shredded.
Why is everybody cracked?
Trading ones. Nade picks up one, gets traded out. C1 in jeopardy right now. The attacker's got to retake it. Again, the green is whoever the person we're watching is, whatever side they're on. So it'll swap kind of back and forth as we go. But if you watch the top right-hand corner, you'll see which team we're watching. Now, as we take a look from our free cam observers, you can see vehicles on C2. We're trying to make a push here to take back C2, and it's not looking great. Barely able to stay alive in that vehicle. Very, very close. But now both in jeopardy. There's a chance the attack could make a huge play here. Wormy and Green on the defense, trying to get involved. Gonna try to board and steal? No, just plant C4 and get the heck out of there. Magnetic bomb likely from Viren or something to blow it to smithereens, as we do have another artillery strike landing. This is gonna come from TJ Skipper.
Да, они C1 проебали. Это хорошо. Ну, это тяжелая точка, на самом деле.
Oh my goodness. Got a couple rats down below. Artillery strike saw some decent value there. Just dropping it basically on the point, zoning them off. Little J goes big, picks up a couple.
Oh. Okay, DJ, we back in it. Playing the objective. I kind of like this positioning down here, and you can easily climb on up to maybe provide some support. Hit a res. Top medic, still a thing.
It's true. Flex on the Pharaoh side. On the defensive side, looks like they are holding both points still. They've actually taken back C2 out of neutrality. Only 38 lives. It looking like the defense is going to hold and win this first map. It's going to take a monster effort from the attack. It's got to be well coordinated. It's got to be composed. And they got to do it now. 38 lives.
Están recuperándose dos, Podemos. Mi Natalinka Cola. Sí, güey, estamos peleando por Machu Picchu.
Hostia, estamos peleando por Machu Picchu.
Okay. I was curious if Lucci was out here. Yeah, this answers. I was like, does he have a shotgun in his hand? And then immediately production switches over to Lucci with a shotgun in his hand.
There we go. Checks out. The old double barrel.
Mental state is 911. That's the best. Yes.
I totally agree with you, Tiff. I really like this position kind of underneath the point to hold it. This is obviously one of the few entryways up to the point. And you're able to play a little bit down below, have some visual cover. Golly, double barrels hitting like a, well, I guess like a shotgun, but bang! See you later, Lucci on a tear. What am I watching right now?
Just
shotgun kind of fucks.
Just a double barrel shotgun goes. Just a double barrel. This hurts. Like, for the people that he's enacting this vengeance onto. For Lucci, it's a good time.
The final moments, 6 lives and counting for the attackers. A guided missile being launched at insult to injury, I assume from the defense, and I assume from that Wormy Randy Savage squad.
Never mind, they're already being
so far, so good. Nade shot up above, trying to take down Lucci, but getting punished for it. The missile will land post-mortem. The Pharaohs successfully hold. The Pharaohs hold the map. The defense wins. A tough map to battle through, and frankly, vehicle gameplay was far superior for the defensive side. Listen, it's a show match, baby. We're having a dang good time, but we got some sweats. We got some esports pros playing, and they are proving, while they're some of the best in the game, vehicle gameplay insanely important. We need some more engineers, I think, if we're an Explorer fan. If you're a Team Explorer, maybe pick up an engineer. Maybe pick up the new engineer. Maybe pick up a little Gizmo action. Who knows? A lot of options for you in the engineer category. Aluru, very strong right now as well. So take a look at some of those engineers. I think our Explorers might see a little bit more value against some of those vehicles, Tiff.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say explore the engineers, right? Like that's what we want our explorers to do. Explore using them, okay? Look, it's just little, that feels like a dad joke here on a show match kind of day. Look, we're getting crazy at 4:37 p.m. on a Friday, right? I wouldn't expect myself to be anywhere else than some Delta Force show match action. And I'm curious, chat, how are you guys liking Monument? Because personally, I am loving it. I can't wait to see what the inside of that pyramid is going to look like for our creators, but we are getting closer. We saw Nade Shot kind of find the underlying areas of this. Goj was touting the kind of high to low ground, all the verticality that you will see later in King of the Hill when you can get on the actual tippity top of the pyramid where Mr. Wormy likely will be found. And who knows if people will be able to get him down.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to see it in King of the Hill, but of course, here in Victory Unite, a fun map. And it's very cool because you kind of, it's something that they always do in Warfare maps. You try to encompass the entire map and say, this map is for X. So if you take a look at trench lines, for instance, you see a lot of CQB down in the trenches. They also allow for all the different play styles to thrive depending on which point you're attacking. So we saw it today in Monument. You saw you kind of worked through an open, expansive state. You then moved in some more CQB fights indoors. Here's the problem though, those buildings blow up. We've got so much map destruction in this brand new map. It's wild. If you see a building, it probably crumbles to your feet in a moment, especially with a tank destroyer or just a tank taking a shell to that building. So if you feel like you're safe inside, you're probably not. Let's take a look back on that map and how it all went down. Of course, it started a little slow for the attackers. They caught some momentum, but it took them a little while to get to this point and figure out how to approach it as a team.
I was curious because this is where we started to see the initial, you kind of have this old abandoned town at the starting sector of Monument. And with 80 to 90% of these buildings being destructible and vehicles being the priority, like we highlight, especially in warfare modes in general, Mr. Wormy just kind of destroying a lot of things before bringing out that harbinger weapon of himself. This bow, man, it is disgusting. Through the smoke, we don't care. We're connecting. We are just doing, oh my God, it's disgusting.
Yeah, insane. And Nade throwing a little body shots there after getting a nice win. But as we moved on, obviously our attackers finally made it through A, and they quickly moved through B. But as expected, C was a brutal one to battle through Stad. We did get to see that crazy quick snipe there from Stad. I don't know if he got a ton of value from that a little bit later in this one because Wormy was doing stuff like this. What is that? 6, 7, 8 pentakill? I don't know what that was. Maybe 10. Everybody had just spawned in, was working their way over the dune. Wormy comes in and wins that fight and then wins the vehicle war versus Nade as well, albeit pretty dang close for a little bit of a rookie that Nade Shot is. C1, C2, they exchanged hands a couple times, but generally speaking, the defense was almost always in control here, Tiff.
Yeah, you really were. Is this the coveted 1v1 we were looking at? Or is this just a different one? A different vehicle 1v1, but a nice little overlook here just on the outskirts of the pyramid throughout. Little DJ was doing a really good job of patrolling this area, not like just definitely getting those kills, but also focusing on the reses.
And Stud finally got a vehicle down there towards the end, but with 17 lives, Lucci decided to take matters into his own hands, grabbed a double-barrel shotgun and said, let's head out to the country because I'm shooting turkeys. Good grief. They were gobbling. Okay. He was picking up a quad pentakill. That was wild. Double-barrel shotgun slaps. I think he said it in a couple different words than me, but either way you look at it, a great win and a great victory for that squad. So the Pharaohs have won the defense, but Tiff, the other half of Victory Unite and where our scores will be calculated from in total summary of top Slayer, top Medic. It'll be in summary. It'll be in summation of total scores between these two games. And now the Pharaohs are going to have their turn at attacking. Let's see if maybe Wormy will still find some value in the vehicles and Lucci still finds value with the double barrel shotgun on the attacking side rather than the defensive side.
I think that you are 100% right if that's what we're going to see. If Mr. Wormy was going to get in the hands of a vehicle and destroy buildings, well, you know he's going to do it and go straight towards the capture points and just be able to steamroll it. Sure, of course, when we watched the Explorers go on the attacking side in that first game of Victory Night, we were a little nervous, right? A lot of tickets being expended there at the very beginning just to try and capture those initial sector. But this time, we are going to see things change because they already got to experience. If you're defending against it, you know what works, you know what doesn't work, and you can make adjustments on the fly. The question is, who's going to be the captains?
Yeah, no, I know. Do they switch up commanders? That's a great question. I don't know. I think we saw a lot of, obviously, score streaks there. We saw a bunch of artillery barrages. If you guys know, in Victory Unite, if you're the commander, you actually earn extra points. You can issue orders to your team in order to earn those extra points. You could see some of the commanders kind of farm that score to be able to use some of our support systems. There's even an urgent deployment that you can call in that allows you to respawn basically instantly. Really, really good for both sides. Even better, frankly, for the defense because you're not as worried about lives. It is something that we oftentimes see as a little bit of a trap for the attacking side. If they decide to call it in, it's very helpful because you can get bodies onto a point very quickly, but everybody's just giving up rather than waiting on a revive, which then lowers our lives really, really fast. So something to keep an eye out for if anybody decides to call that in. Just some warfare tips for you all here with Victory Unite, but we're about to get into game. We have swapped sides. We're getting all the players ready, and then we're going to be jumping right back into Monument to see what the Explorers can do on the defense, the Pharaohs can do on the attack. After this, we will then go to King of the Hill to wrap things up for the day. Now, I will say, even regardless of how this map goes, regardless of if anybody gets any kills at all from the side of the Pharaohs do earn those 5,000 Delta tickets, by the way, just for winning that map. That's every player earning those. So big shout out to all of our individual players for everything that they were able to do on the Pharaohs side. You've won the first round. Score is 1-0. We're only playing one more. Let's take a look at our overall Slayer leaderboard to start things off here, Tiff. Take me through it. Let's see who's at the top. I think we're going to know. And yeah, okay.
Okay. We see you, Mr. Wormy. You're just coming in with about, you know, a good lead there. So if you can maintain your consistency, it sounds like that 50-80 might be on your horizon. A nice 83 kills there from Mr. Wormy. Fishbanks there with 56. Store Life 51, Fault, and Randy Savage 44. Now, when you see Mr. Wormy, chances are you see Randy Savage as well. Those two have been running amok together, but they have to be. Oh my God, Westa.
Hey, they're running together, but as we take a quick look at the medic leaderboard, West is at 73, Sick at 64, Little J at 63. It's a tight race for the top three. Very close stuff here, but those are our top three for the medic leaderboard. We'll keep our eyes out for this. As a reminder, top five making something, but top one first in each of these categories. We're getting a 50-80. Gonna be a lot of fun to see who's excited about the graphics card and who earns it. Still a lot of games to be played, though, as we have to play this entire sector, play this entire map. The Explorer's now on defense. So if you see Nade shot on your screen, he is defending.
Oh my God, he's got a tank. No, this ain't.
That's not the calm I want to hear. Straight into it. Oh my God, he's got a tank. Well, Mr. Wormy has got a heli.
Yeah, and this is what happened last game, right? The attackers had a helicopter to start, was seeing insane value from it, but it got blown out of the sky almost immediately. So the question is, how long can Wormy hold on to this? If the Explorers didn't change up their strategy, Tiff, and more people didn't choose the engineers, we may be in trouble.
Oh my God. I think this is trouble because, yes, we saw that helicopter go down on the other Victory Unite, but the one thing that was not the same, it was not Mr. Wormy behind the wheel.
But there's also the wide guy. Is the wide guy good? Not a good look so far. Not a good look.
Okay, that is a tank.
We're 2 for 2 on that is a tank. That is happening to us.
This guy's gotta have
Yeah, I'm starting to believe that maybe point A
No, I think it
is a harder point to capture than point B, which frankly, that is sometimes the case in some of these bigger or longer maps when you've got more than just 3 sectors. That second point usually is kind of a blow through. The point before the first split point sector, usually pretty easy. I'm thinking of point B as well on trench lines, I believe. Sorry, point C.
Que te desplieguen los primos, bandado, derecha, izquierda.
Dude, he's so quick with it too.
Gotta avoid some of these missiles. Let's see. Obviously got some flares potentially. Install out long enough. One does connect and oof. If this was any other pilot, I would be worried about him crashing. Probably not going to be the case. So we're going to show some of our other players.
They're getting paid to get cooked. Enemy cannon there.
Okay, Randy, now we're getting the POV from vehicle. We know. He's out here locking in the Stinger, not on the engineer thus far, kicking things off with a more aggressive nature, and he is just weaving through thanks to that self-heal, diving into cover.
Going into sniper.
No.
¿Cómo te puedo revivir?
Te lo va a quitar, te lo va a quitar ya.
Que arriba, da igual, que arriba.
A has dropped, so we are on to B already. So far, so good for our Pharaohs. They made quick work of A. And they're already on to B again. This one went very quick from the Explorer side as well. I expected a lot of the same. Traditionally speaking, spawns a lot closer for the attackers. It certainly helps when you've got eyes in the sky.
It's crazy, Goj. I live in a military town, or nearby one. Let's put it this way. I hear operations all the time, and I'm convinced that Mr. Wormy might be in the skies above me.
You hear the helicopters and the Chinooks and everything flying by?
100%. And I feel like sometimes they're navigating just like Mr. Wormy here is on sector.
I saw a huge military Chinook that flew over top of my house like a week ago. But it was like pretty low. It was pretty crazy. Those things are loud. Golly, Flex just got like 5 kills there on point. They are crushing this attacking side.
Ooh. Dude is bobbing and weaving. He is trying to evade. Wait, was that nade shot?
I don't know. That was some nice snake patterns, though. I like that.
Let's go, dude. You want to ride, Axel? Come get a ride. Come get a ride. Pick up, pick up, pick up. Special.
Your Uber is here, Axel.
Columbus, it looks like, is in a tank right now, picking up a couple kills as well. We have moved through B quite quickly. It's time for C1 and C2. This is where the Pharaohs were able to hold the Explorers. And with full lives going into these points, almost the exact same spot that we were in the last time, I'm not feeling quite as confident that the defense is going to be able to hold here. We may see this entire map this time around.
I'm going in.
Oh.
He blew flares. Surely.
He did blow flares. No. No, he didn't.
Nice.
He's
It looks like finally a
bad design of this game. Dead serious.
finally a couple people are working together and trying to take down this helicopter. Ender says a few choice words about trying to take down Wormy. Said he's just styling, but hey, finally down. Let's see what we can do now on the defensive side to hold without a helicopter in the side.
In approximately 5 seconds, they're probably going to spawn another game.
Almost killed me. Yeah. Okay, I've just realized, by the way, I've just realized how these spot. That's the level of it.
Ooh, okay. Enemy has used that deployment, so you're going to see a lot of those reinforcements come through immediately. So an influx of activity here, and you've just got to hold steady.
Did he drop another nuke?
Yeah, where are these nukes at?
Is that what I'm hearing?
Spawn 1.
A little more going on.
Taking a tank round to the teeth.
I can't imagine anybody in the defense already has a guided missile, which is what Nate was calling for, but we'll see. Stod is on the Alluru, so he's going to use the Alluru guided
Nice.
rocket.
I actually hit a
Does
vehicle for the
connect.
first time. It was my first time. Now I've got a
Nice
stinger
job,
and I
Stod.
can't shoot any vehicles because there's no helicopter. Hang on, now the helicopter's dead. Does that mean it's gone forever? I kind of need to know. Oh, does the helicopter come back? Is it important to know?
It's so important because he's like, am I gonna stay here on the Alluru? Like, I'm good.
That's not where I wanted that to go. That's not where I wanted that to go.
Seeing tanks.
All right, so far it looks like our attackers trying to take control over C1. They have more bodies on the point. Technically, C2 is going to be quite difficult. Lucci is back on the shotgun. Unfortunately, as he goes for a couple revives, gets cut down. With the helicopter down, the defense has a pretty decent chance right now to be able to hold position and waste at least a lot of lives, if not all of them, on C1, C2. As a reminder, it's just about winning the map. Obviously, we're going for top Slayer. We're going for top Medic. But in terms of winning the map, you just got to win the map. It doesn't matter about holding them in the same position that their opposition was held. They could go all the way to point D. It doesn't matter.
Things all right.
Clunky here.
I was curious how you were going to do navigating all of that, right, Randy? I mean, you've been inside the tank since the dawn of this game for Victory Unite, doing a lot of pressure. And if you are having trouble with navigating it throughout here, Mr. Wormy, out of the heli into a vehicle.
C2 all together.
Yeah, they're capping C now though.
Trying to rally the troops. Everybody go to C2 is what he says. So as they do finally put some bodies on C2, let's take a look at Nate. And so he's trying to protect C1 to start.
I'm going to hold down my... This is my point. C1, nobody will take it.
Yeah.
I'm licking walls, bro. I'm licking it.
I think vehicles like where game knowledge always comes in.
I'm
really
fucking
big.
licking it.
Like, at least on the infantry modes, like...
Nate's chat's licking walls. He's hanging out on a wall. He's making sure nobody takes C1. The boys will figure out C2.
Right now.
Let's see what happens on C1 with Nate shot holding this point.
Ping, dude. If you're losing any respect for me, as much respect as I've lost for myself, I'm on 111 ping. Think about that.
I think they're going to have C2.
This thing's driving.
That's fine, bro. I'm licking it.
You know what? That's fine. Get him to the Greek.
I'm dying.
Licking walls, petting the furry walls, whatever it is from that movie. That's all that I'm thinking about right now. Just pure cinema.
I don't even know what's happening. Nice take from the attackers. They've taken C2. I will say, though, if you're an Explorers fan, they were able to do this as well. They were not able to take both points. So let's see what happens. Lucci has found the angle where the shotgun becomes efficient again.
Look at me.
Apparently that angle is the stairwell. Good grief.
Look at me go.
Revives are insanely important when it comes to warfare, especially Victory Unite with less lives. The defense, it's just helpful to keep bodies on point. Attackers, it's everything to save those lives. So something to keep an eye out for if you're an attacker player. Got to keep bodies on point, and you've got to get revives nonstop so that your lives don't tick down in top middle of your screen. 125, so plenty of time for C1 and C2.
Thanks for the follow, bro.
Sounds like a lot of people are looking over towards Mr. Wormy. He's getting a bunch of new followers. That right. If you find your new favorite creator highlighting Delta Force here, go hype them up. Go follow them as well. Chances are they could be live. For Randy Savage, he has been one of the best engineers that we've been witnessing throughout these Victory Unite games.
100%. This squad is insanely deadly. Playing this pretty clean, equal plays on the other side. Another community member we've seen play in the Delta Force Global League. Great player in both modes, frankly. Operations Phenom as well. Good shot from him, and a nice pickup with the help of Faults from the backside. C1 in full control because nade shots licking walls. C2 completely lost to the attack, and now the tug of war begins. Do we give up part of C2 to make a play for C1? We have to at some point. We can't give up too much or we'll just swap spawns, swap spots.
Flanking behind in the vehicle? Yeah, it's Mr. Wormy TV. He is now C1. Oh, dear. With a vehicle, killing everyone. That's really fun for us. Oh, he's in the vehicle. Yeah.
We need rockets. Yes, we do. We need rockets right now.
Oh, he's coming this way. Go back to CT.
Okay, good comms. I'm gonna go back C2 here from now, but he's not gonna, well, I was gonna say he's not gonna leave, but now he's definitely leaving.
Trying to go through
Getting taken down by Flex, but it's Stod going through the tunnels.
I don't really know what this is.
Yeah, this is the route to get to the backside of this point. Very cool kind of route through the pyramids.
We can maybe back up C2.
To get to the backside, you can play this flank here as needed.
Yep.
And as per the usual, the tug of war continues as a trading of points has occurred. The attackers said, we're going to take this point by force and with vehicles. The defense said, fine, have it. We're taking back C2, and we're taking it back right now.
Does that work? Okay. I'm artillerying on the edge just in case the tanks come up here. Because we can probably just hold C2.
Good comms there, okay.
Yeah, there's no one.
I like it.
Now. We're holding this.
Inside.
You may be holding, but are you licking the walls level with holding?
I don't know. Am I the squad leader? Guess I am.
Okay.
We're taking C2.
Nice retake here, Stod. Stod is dialed in.
Yeah.
Saw the vehicles and said, no thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Stays on a Luru, though. Vehicles. Oh, my.
He could never do this.
Woo, buddy. That was,
rough?
Yeah, you know, you're hiding behind cover, unfortunately. Apparently a vehicle just run it right over. That was crazy.
Ooh, Enders tries to make a cheeky play there. Nice little angle. Doesn't work for him, but you know what? Mr. Wormy said, I like your hold, but I'm going to one-up you. I'm going all in.
Yeah, this is a brutal one. Everybody's trying to get the vehicle down. I don't think Wormy will probably stay in this vehicle for too much longer. There's too many people and engineers, too many people with rockets. The problem is they're kind of trickling in, and so he's just picking up a crazy amount of kills on point. They should capture both here. Now, the good news is, doesn't matter if they get a bit further than their opposition did. They've got to take this entire map, and they will not have full lives. It looks like the defense, though, a last-ditch effort on to C1, a trading of hands, almost to capture and almost into the D points, but instead, no siree. A great move by Stod and the crew inside of the Explorers to get back to C1.
We're almost there. Round in the corner. You see first breach here. Straight into Temple Ruins. No real resistance.
Looks like an artillery barrage landing on top of it as well, but vehicle on to C1 means all of our defenders are trying to move back to C2 now. This is brutal. Wormy and Randy Savage just putting in work in this tank destroyer. Obviously one of the strongest vehicles in the game. It's super mobile, does a ton of damage. I gotta tip my hat to the defense though here, Tiff. They've done a good job of flip-flopping. Anytime the vehicle goes one way, they go the other way.
Kind of just drawing it out at that point in time, but you see 70 tickets left there on the upper left side of things, and 1 HP hitting the self field. Not gonna come in time because that Tempest just brings down the pain.
The front bonnet of that car.
Is it a Land Rover? Basically, yeah. I don't think we can come around the back of me.
Gunny on it.
One shot. Vehicle's one shot.
One shot. Yeah, come on, get him. Come on.
He's right there.
He's dead! Let's go! We got him! Stod was able to take him down. There's a look at it from the free cam. Stod finally connects, and all of a sudden, all momentum from the attacking side is cut down. The defense still on their heels by a bit. They're slowly but surely retaking here.
Oh, they're just getting another vehicle in, I think. Another vehicle? Is there another vehicle?
Yeah, there's a tank on it. Got a tank on it.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Oh my.
They're taking C1. They're taking C1.
And it looks like there it is. Job's not done. It's not GG's, but it certainly isn't good. The attackers have moved through C1 and C2, Tiff, and they're headed into the next sector.
It's the, oh my God. I mean, at least you get 116 here. You're gonna have to be pretty flawless as you move in through.
I just, when you got somebody who's got probably as many hours as this guy in a vehicle, dude, I have never felt more outclassed in my life.
For a show match, you shouldn't bring a guy who's the #1 tank player, I think.
Bro, I've never felt more outclassed in my life. And
did they just say #1 tank player?
I mean, it's pretty accurate. He's if he's not #1, he's top 5. I mean, he is he's very, very good. I think it is a bit of a frustration point for some of our soldiers that like to stay on the ground and outside of the vehicles. Somebody this good in the vehicles, definitely a pain point for them. But they're adapting, they're adjusting, and I think Stod's in charge now, and they're slowly but surely whittling down the vehicles that Wormy and co are able to use.
All I know is Lucci's got the shoddy in hand, and sure, it's not gonna really be that great for crossing into open terrain, but once you get into position, it's gonna do wonders.
Voy por dentro, Me lo voy a colar. No me han visto.
Lexi's looking clean, though. Lined him up, knocked several down. Again, got to capture both of these points. 100 lives, 111 lives currently.
Oh my god, I was gonna say, if we get that kill, disgusting from that distance.
Yeah, pretty aggressive push here from the attack. This is what you want to do. Reminder here with Warfare, it's all momentum. You got to play with your unit, of course, but you got to carry your momentum forward. They come breezing through from C1, C2 after kind of a brutal fight, breezing through into D1, immediately trying to get some ground to stand upon. One of the ways to do that, respawn beacons. One of the ways to do that, just win your ones and win your multis and win with the vehicles as well. So great shot from them. Doing a good job thus far, making sure that we're calling in as many resources as we can. With boots on the ground, though, you got to play indoors a bit onto D1. Obviously, a tank has some value here, but going to move from D1 and try to carry this momentum forward onto D2. It's going to be the hardest point to capture, in theory, in the game because of the spawn points for the defense. But they got 100 lives to do it right now.
Oh my god. He's just looking, searching through the thresholds. Can we find him? You're right, about to be in that 100 ticket realm. Synapse is on your screen.
Cuidado porque estamos perdiendo de uno otra vez,
Defense is holding on, battling for their lives. Nade's lining them up.
Can they drive tanks?
Oh no! No! Not to peek like that. Sure, you can line him up, but how do you live through that?
Is he on D1 in the front?
Tank barrel just about hit him in the face. Still neutral ground playing for both sides right now.
Thank you very much.
How are people? Can people hear footsteps in this?
Oh my god. This is pain.
Again, both of these points inside, so these maps look very different, but
if I do.
Does it take too long to deploy?
This tank is battling for his life, trying to get as much value out of it as he can before it gets taken down.
I'm just putting them down. Oh, screw it. I don't know if
He's just trying to use the anti-tank mines to just rip apart that vehicle, and he's just letting them down. Not working yet.
Dude, I don't think we...
Yeah, holding some decent sight lines. Got to hold D2. I mean, look at the spawns for the defense. They might be able to hold here, but there's a lot of bodies on the point. It's slowly inching back. The tank on the point is just brutal for them to deal with. And I think it might be GG's. They can't get out. The tank's holding them down. GG's. A brutal fight, but the Pharaohs, they may have lost TDM, but they are the best when it comes to Victory Unite. Unstoppable here in Victory Unite. And unstoppable vehicle gameplay from the side of the Pharaohs. Carry them to the promised land. Very well done. And a nice victory. Back-to-back wins. 2-0. 10,000 Delta tickets to all of our players on the Pharaohs side. But of course, everything else individual totals for those extra rewards of cash and some GPUs. 5080s on the line for the top Slayer, top Medic. Tiff, that'll wrap up our Victory Unite portion of the show.
I can't believe it. Look, we have a ton of kills that went through. I can't imagine who's going to be the top Slayer, but when it comes to the top Medic, there were a lot of people in particular that were putting themselves in positions to constantly preserve their tickets and help their team defend those sectors to the best of their ability. I know we saw a lot from little DJ there on that first game of Victory Unite, especially around that catwalk and the stairs, and he was kind of running a pathway through it to keep the teams up on their feet. Will he be able to have that consistency on to that second game of Victory Unite to get him to the top top of that top medic. And you're right, get that 50-80 locked in.
Yeah, I think top Slayer is light. I'm not even going to look at the math. I'm not looking at any score sheets. I think I know who it is from the top Slayer category. Really impressive stuff. Top medic, though, like you said, also winning that 50-80. Also winning a bit of cash if you're inside the top 5. So we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll get those scores logged in as fast as humanly possible. A very fun map to watch. It wasn't without struggle. It wasn't a free walk to the finish line for the Pharaohs. The defense did a pretty good job of battling. I gotta commend Stad. Stada and the crew really did a great job of swapping back and forth between the double capture point sectors, specifically on C1 and C2. Once we got to D, it was a little bit too difficult to kind of sneak back and forth, especially with a tank that was basically infallible, sitting right outside of some of the spawn points. So a tough one to battle in D, but C was very fun to watch. And I thought C, the defense did a pretty good job of making sure they tried to spend as many lives as possible. I believe they spent like 120 lives, got all the way down. The attackers got all the way down to 60 lives on those points. So let's take a quick look back at some of the replays from that map. Some of the highlights we know are certainly going to be in vehicles, but also some cool moments otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, you kick things off and you immediately look towards A. You've got Mr. Wormy flying in, looking for vehicles, trying to grab that helicopter, and he does cause a lot of destruction. When you think about the residential area that kicks off in A on Monument, you can call it a residential sweep. You can drive a vehicle straight through it, but a lot of those explosives are going to be vital. Enders focuses basically on taking down the helicopter as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and I think this is the right play, obviously. Wormy saw a crazy amount of value here. You even saw some of the players talking about it, complaining about it. He's one of the best vehicle players in the game right now, so it totally makes sense that he was a thorn in their side. Finally, they knocked him down. By the way, I believe that final rocket from Faults that picked him up is a non-guided rocket. I think he just timed that AT4 shot really well and cleaned him up. So a very cool moment. And this is what we were talking about. You can see it right here. We thought it was all over with like 110 lives because of plays like this, down to 93. But the attackers don't end up capturing both until in the 60s. And here's a look at that. Stad picks up another vehicle kill, starting to focus on all the vehicles and celebrates after a victory. Finally, though, the attackers were able to get bodies enough on point to capture C1 and C2. And we thought there was a moment, maybe, but with an M1 tank just on point, nobody could get it down fast enough. D1 and D2 went very quickly to the side of the attack here, Tiff.
It really did, but I like that we got to see more of Monument there in Victory Unite. And when you kind of set your sights on it, Gosh, I know you're loving it, right? I'm hyped about Monument. I think it's gorgeous. I love all the interactions. I love that we kind of work deeper through the map inside the pyramid and forced to get into most of that close quarters combat. But true to Warfare, I love that people are still trying to basically stick a vehicle anywhere they can.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's going to be really fun as we transition into King of the Hill in particular. The map opens up a little bit because technically there's an E point because of King of the Hill. The way it works, if you haven't played it, is both sides are kind of attacking at the same time and defending as everybody's trying to capture all of the points and be the King of the Hill. You get the idea. So both teams will start on either side, work their way towards the middle. Should see some players likely scale the pyramid in the middle of the map and should see some vehicles maybe make sure that no snipers on top of these pyramids get the better of their opponents. We'll take a look at that, of course, if it does happen. We'll keep our eyes out to the top of the pyramid, see who decides to snipe or who decides to get involved to get into the mix. This is our last game of the day. No extra or pricing necessary to King of the Hill. It's just going to be for fun. Get to see a lot of more content and a little bit more of this Monument map. We get a chance to see Monument in all the way from start to finish, from TDM, the smallest form, to its main form, Victory Unite, Warfare, and then in the final mode here with King of the Hill, the map is fully and truly open. You can go wherever you want to go for the most part besides spawns, and because of that, I think it's gonna be really cool to kind of check out this map in its entirety and see everything that Monument has to offer. Been such a fun show thus far. We'll update those scores and the pricing of who won top medic, who won top slayer, probably after King of the Hill as we hop into the game here shortly. And we'll take a look at all that pricing and see what everybody won and who won it, which I'm pumped to see that, Tiff. But so far, a great day. Our creators seem to be having a blast.
I'm having a blast watching it. Let's be real. It's been fun to see kind of what people are just running around with, whether it's the double barrel for Lucci, whether it's a vehicle for, you know, Mr. Wormy and everyone else with a rocket in their hand trying to take him down. I just want to know who's going to be the first to get on top of the pyramid. Who's going to be that sniper? We saw Ston kind of hitting the quick scopes throughout our Victory Unite games, looking pretty disgusting out there. So maybe he's going to hold up the torch and say, I'm going to get up there and snipe.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think it's definitely possible. I think because everybody's just gonna try to have fun on King of the Hill, I think we will see a lot more snipers because this map really does lend itself to being open if you want it to be open, or you can play CQB in some of these buildings or just in the tunnels in the pyramid. So you can really play however you would like to. Of course, our vehicle players are gonna have a blast just flying around or running around in their vehicles. But if you are a long-range sniper, if you're a fan of some of those long-range encounters, this is definitely a map for you. One little like secret tip, not really even that secret, you can scale, like we said multiple times, the pyramid. You can also jump off the pyramid. If you jump at a perfect angle, jump high enough and straight off, you'll actually be able to deploy your parachute. You can land on the crane just outside of the pyramid, which the only way to kill you from there is to get sniped basically, or a vehicle kills you because there is no ladder up to that crane. So you can play on top of that crane if you would like to. Maybe we'll see some folks get a little crazy, try some new strategies, and just explore like we're talking about, Tiff. But fun day thus far. One more game to go. I believe we're getting into the game here very shortly, just waiting on one player. And once we get that, we'll hop straight in the game and see our final map of the day. Monument, been a blast.
It has been, honestly. Let's go ahead and see. Will someone break out Gizmo? Look, new operator coming on in for Season 7, Ahsarah. I feel like this is the time. If it's King of the Hill, if it's to showcase Monument and have a good time, maybe back off the sweaty, lock in the Gizmo, and let the Tims fly.
I hope so. I'm ready for the Spider Tiff Tims. I want to see them all over the map. I also think that, I mean, honestly, you could see value from just about any operator on this map. I think to some degree, I mean, you got to prioritize having a rocket to take down some vehicles, but to the skies we go. And in King of the Hill, we've got a jet, folks. Wormy in the air, already in a dogfight. Would assume this is probably Silk on the other side, but take a look at it. Nice hits. Not able to take it down, but the dogfight will continue for a while. Look how beautiful this map is.
I think it's gorgeous. Let me just tell you, seeing it from the high ground, the bird's eye view, there's the pyramids. They did a really great job with bringing Monument together and all of the details. But this is probably one of the scariest fights we're going to see here.
Yeah, both probably decently weak. Ooh, classic jet dogfight action. It looks like getting maybe a bit of help from the ground, though, as well. Getting tagged up. Is able to heal up for a bit. Getting tagged up from multiple different angles. Here's the jet on jet. Combat over the top. His opponent goes down. Wormy beats Silk in the air just by the hair on his chinny chin. That is single-digit health. 7 HP in that jet. Looks like Silk went upside down, exposed the underbelly. Wormy took advantage of it. Nice win in the dogfight. We'll see if he gets value from that later.
Uh-oh. Okay. Yo, hey, we got some fucking steps on the Fitbit, though. I'll tell you that much.
The tank's on it. There's a tank on top of the pyramid.
Gosh, was that from like moving through the game, or is he just like being like, I just ran around, didn't kill anyone, and that was my steps?
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of both. I think he's putting in his steps in game. I think he's exploring the map. And oh my goodness, look at this!
A triple grapple?
I was wondering if we were gonna see it. Ox, Randy, and Fishbank all are using the Tempest ability to grapple on the back of the jet. Somebody in chat said Tempest Chandelier time. I love it.
Stop. That's actually crazy, Thomas. This doesn't even feel real.
Such a cool way to use this ability. Just carting around. We got to take on top of the pyramid as well. What is happening? Utter chaos here on Monument. Holy cow.
It's 2025, guys. We're almost done with the year, and this is what we've got. A triple grapple, a jet chandelier, wild.
Oh my! That top of the tank is all the way at the bottom of the pyramid now, and the body will stay at the top. What a wild sequence. We got helicopters, we got jets, we got tanks on top of pyramids. What am I looking at? King of the Hill is a movie.
Fast and the Furious could never. They could never do this.
Oh, a little AA gun from Yellow Love down below. Haven't said that name too much today. He goes down. Oh, wait, we've got another Tempest latched onto the helicopter in the skies as well, raining down hellfire.
Like, I'm not saying this should be illegal, but this feels illegal.
Yeah, we're starting a new TikTok trend for Delta Force, by the way. Cue the music. This should be illegal. And it's Tempest attached to flying vehicles. Like, what in the heck am I looking at right now? I'm going to be honest. I'm not. Little J's having fun. I'm not sure he's seeing any value from this necessarily. I think if you maybe... I mean, you could maybe put some highlight reel snipes, maybe, if you were able to connect on some shots like that. Or if the helicopter gets low enough.
I mean, like, what do you do? If you're nade shot, just vibing on the ground, trying to take a real honest fight, and then the Tempest chandelier hovers above you and just destroys you. That just feels like a nightmare.
Jet's coming by. That's Silk in that jet. Looks like the jet was respawned in. Silk back into the air trying to win the aerial battle. As you can see, though, speaking of King of the Hill, it looks like the Explorers are technically winning this map right now in terms of capture points.
Oh, that was close.
An exchanging of hands on a couple of these points.
We are winning, by the way, just so you know.
But for how long?
Is this the one that it all hinges on? Is it, I think it's 3-all currently, kind of, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
High threat enemy locked. Neutralize the threat.
Okay, I'll die. This is the wrong gun.
Well, there we are on top of the pyramid, Tiff, having a good time. Everybody enjoying Monument and seeing the sights.
I can't.
Gucci's trying to iron sight somebody with an AWM is on top. And there's another way to ride the helicopter. Salute, my friend. Doing great.
More explosions on top of the pyramid, but you got 2, 3, and they're just spawning up tier. This is wild. I mean, we're getting everything that we wanted with the top of the pyramid, Ghosh. What? What?
We got Sammy emoting.
Medic. Need a medic.
Help. He's fallen and he can't get up.
Sammy's emoting on top of the pyramid trying to showcase the map. And a helicopter swings by and just blows him to smithereens. What are we doing?
Do I bring a tank up there? Start sniping.
I heard, do I bring a tank up there? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Our forces have taken full control of objective Delta.
I'll get you.
Oh, come on now.
You got him.
I RPG'd him.
You bloody got him, mate.
I bloody got him, pal.
Now get the chopper.
The tank on D. B.
Get the chopper.
Break is connected
He's
with
Gizmoing.
Break's connected with the non-guided rocket launcher here. I mean, that was a sick shot.
Clip it, chat. Clip it.
You know, Gizmo kind of looks like him. If you put some glasses onto Break, I see a cosplay coming in.
I don't know where that guy spawned.
Yeah, if Break dyes his hair or puts on like a blonde wig, I agree.
Are they all just in vehicles? Is that
I'm liking this. We'll DM him after and see what he's gonna do.
I got a kill. I don't want to brag.
Like you killed Mr. Toasty. Like, let's go.
I've been instantly killed by a vehicle.
Man. What are you doing?
Stod, did you venture around the corner?
I did. I just went in.
Out of the safety.
Yeah. So that's my bad.
Allied forces have taken objective Bravo.
Yeah, give us the rest. It's not bad.
Oh, God.
Just putting mines everywhere.
No, you gave up.
Go.
I'm gonna spawn on you guys. Can you guys come
taking me out of bounds.
Yes,
You're taking me out of bounds.
Oh, the hell he's cooking us.
Oh my God, I'm hanging. I'm hanging right now. Oh my God, so
nice. Was able to save him. Sammy grapples on with Tempest.
With your afterburners too. Oh boy. Oh, yo, you gotta get. Yo, fly me past that guy again. Fly me pass that guy again. He's
Yeah,
got
yeah,
a,
I'll do it.
He's got a dangly too.
We are in the lead.
He's got a dangly here too.
I can't afford to let him shoot at me.
I'm loving this aerial fight between Jet, Helicopter, and the Tempest that are on the back of them. Unfortunately, our Jet operator moved a little bit too far out of bounds.
I was gonna say the dangly Tempest Goj. Is that what we're looking for? The dangly DJ.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if that's what we're calling it. We're calling it something. I'll think of a creative name here. The dangly feels just like a little too weird. I want.
You like the Tempest Chandelier better?
I like Tempest Chandelier. It does take multiple
creative.
though for it to be a Tempest Chandelier. Just one. It's like a lantern or something.
Like a pendant?
You know?
A pendant?
Ooh, pendant is pretty good. I like that.
Okay, Fultz, get it up there. Oh no.
Another
We're
jet's
sliding.
in, and it's going straight for Silk. Good luck, Silk.
Yeah, Silk's taking one for the team,
say
fighting
good luck to
Wormy and the
Silk.
Skies here.
And he's dead. No, I'm joking.
Well, the guy has done a 180.
Uses like that he can abuse.
I'm gonna be honest. I like Stodd's. Ooh, close dogfight here. I like Stodd's commentary. I like his narration. I feel like he's doing like a National Geographic version of Delta Force, King of the Hill. He's done a 180. I'm not gonna imitate his accent because I will embarrass myself.
Yeah, let's not. I would love to hear the imitation Goj, but I just don't think you can really replicate Stodd. I don't think you can.
Let's not is crazy. That's so funny.
2 hours and 20 minutes into this broadcast, and Goj is trying to recreate Stodd. You know what? We'll just break into a straight full newscaster at this point.
I'm so out. Oh, down goes Wormy. Silk wins the battle 1-1, I think, in the aerial fight. Helicopter, little J trying to get into the mix here with the helicopter gunner. Trying to make sure that whoever's on top of the pyramid is going to get punished for it. You want to see the sights? Sorry, buddy. You're going to have to respawn up there. You can't just straight up.
Hard.
Oh, they work. You can literally just straight up run up the side of the pyramid. It takes so long. They work so hard to get up here. Probably put a respawn beacon up there, but.
I think that's what they were doing earlier because more people were spawning just to the tippity top. Like, you have to send the one person that can withstand. It kind of feels like a Mr. Beast video at this point in time. Like, you're setting a trap up that you have whoever makes it to the top of the pyramid gets $100,000. I don't know. You get the point, right? You have to survive little DJ in the heli.
Here's a look at Silk's POV, finding some value with the jet.
I'm cooking up this tank though. I'm cooking up Randy.
Hey, cook it up, cook it up.
Gain the lead in the number of captured sectors.
Spawning it.
These jets are so maneuverable. I really like the way they look in game.
Momentarily.
Right here, Sam, right there.
Momentarily, I will be dead. Oh, there's a tank.
Take him out, Sam. Take him out.
Oh, there's a tank. All right, we're gonna take it down. He's actually super solid at piloting this because me looking at it, I get motion sick, but it's pretty clean.
I see the ping.
Yeah, these strafing runs are like really, really clean.
There was no one there that time. Okay, interesting. Maybe I missed.
Are you gonna tank on?
Nope, we're taking some damage.
Yeah, nice dodge though. Those are the Lob AA bullets. It's probably yellow love down below. Gets it weak, and unfortunately, there's Westall off Broadway, if you will, all the way across the map. 2 streets over. Actually connects. That's why you have anti-aircraft, for that very reason.
You can also get a lot of information for your team, at least playing in the skies, right? You can see what point these people are going for. Are they trying to capture this? You can always give that information to the team and just be a nuisance from the aerial. And anytime anyone looks to get a tank up on top of the pyramid, completely eviscerated.
Keep it up.
Что? Во, блядь, там вертолет.
А, это наше, это наше, это наше.
Пошли вертолет, ёб.
Это наше, это наше.
I unfortunately don't speak, I believe, Russian. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It felt like he was saying, stabilize me, stabilize me. He had a clear shot and unfortunately couldn't find his way to get that kill there. as he's trying to work with his helicopter pilot. Here we see Synapsis trying to connect on the world's longest long shot. Here, Sniper.
Súper rápido,
Oh, we get a hit.
Sacas ese camo, ya lo tienes todo,
Ya, es verdad que luego no tiene desafío. Ahí, lo vi.
Claro, es 5 bajas.
Ahí, lo mismo si te complica un arma, tendrías que tirar más tiempo en directo.
Uy. Sí, pero joder, tampoco. Tío, estás haciendo 5 bajas sin morir 3 veces nada más.
I might get sniped.
Oh no. Randy on the jet with Mr. Wormy behind the wheel.
We're good. Yeah, I think they're gonna line up the chandelier again. Let's see.
Yes, sir.
There it is.
The bow? Wait, are we about to get a nasty trick?
Yeah, if Randy connects to the bow from here, I think I'll do a lap around my house. Okay, well, see you later. I'll be back.
Bye, Goj. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Actually, I have no idea how large your house is, but you know what? He'll get back here. Can Randy Savage do it again? This time in a vehicle? Hello?
There's...
With the thermal? The thermal works well for it.
No.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Little karma there, and Lucci back on the ground, double barrel in hand.
Okay, I'm back. Prove me wrong,
survived?
Randy Savage. Holy cow, I'm out of breath. I need to get in shape. That was crazy.
I mean, I suppose I could.
That was disgusting. Hey, they lined that up perfectly. They made that look easy. I gotta try this bow out, man. This thing's insane.
Slam. Slam, what's up, nerd? Oh, I can stand up here?
Alright, I'm back up. Does anyone see their jet?
I'm looking for it for you.
Oh my god.
Okay, Sammy. Okay.
Playing objectives, which I appreciate. Now, we've got 9 minutes left on the clock. It's looking like it's either going to be a Pharaoh's win inside of this time limit. We're already at 1,700 score, or the time will run out, and then it goes to whoever is higher. But we'll see. You never know.
Wait.
If our scores lock in. Oh,
look at this.
Here we go.
Look at me. It's Mount Everest. Look at it. Oh, I'm getting up here. Yeah. Holy shit. I am one with the map. O'Doyle rules. Holy fuck.
Wait, he gets to the top and hits him with an O'Doyle rules?
Oh, shit. I mean, wow. Yo, this map is fucking massive. This map is absolutely massive. I don't think I can make this jump. Maybe I put on my exoskeleton. There's a parachute. I saw it last second. I learned my lesson.
I was about to say, he could have just parachuted. I'm so confused. It's
fine.
That was crazy.
Not sure what we thought was going to happen there. Meanwhile, all the way out in the dunes, you got Synapsis with a snipe in hand.
Guy's actually trying to line up a trick shot. He's connecting, hard scoping, and then quick scoping in for the second one in the same spot to see if he can double connect. Connects. No scope. Nothing. Would have been sick though. Connects? Nope. Connects? No. I like it though. He's playing for clips and clips only. Guy is a content machine.
Like, I love the connections through the hard scope, but you know what TikTok and all the social medias would say? They'd be like, hard scope. So I respect the decision to try to hit it on the no scope.
Yeah. You just cut out the first part.
Exactly.
Well, some more Jet gameplay. Wormy finds himself with 1 billion kills.
Yeah. That tracks. It sounds about right. But here's the real fight.
Ooh, who wins? Jet versus helicopter. They're doing tricks in the air, and unfortunately,
they're just splashing and doing nothing. What?
Silk can't find enough damage with the helicopter. The Jet supremacy continues.
You need Silk's hair color on break. Then you got Gizmo. I'm still on it. I'm still on it, Goj.
Hey, it does look like Lucci's not using the shotgun anymore, and he's found his way to the top of the pyramid.
Dare I become the thing that I hate? I think I do.
Hit it. I dare you. Also, side note, I'm not sure if that's a McGill skateboard in the back of Lucci's thing here, but I respect it if it is.
Ooh, well, speaking of respect, I respect his pistol gameplay. My man, unfortunately, they got a tactical almost got a two-piece with a pistol, though.
I won't miss a beat. Enemy forces.
Chat, you gotta go confirm. You gotta go find out if I'm correct there on that skateboard, by the way.
Tomando hacia Adage solito. Uno.
Joder. About 5 minutes on the clock. Score is pretty close, actually. About 100-point spread is really not all that much. You get a lot of points if you just capture points. So if you want to go for the win here, either team can do it.
Sorry, misclick.
Guided missile.
Sirens are going off. You're right. I'm curious where they're gonna start. Yeah, there it was, right in front. We had the bullseye, bird's eye view for that. Crazy.
Bullseye and bird's eye landed directly middle of the map. I think I saw 1 or 2 kills, maybe.
Oh my God, just everyone's just exploding all around us.
Golly, what is happening? Again, the top of the pyramid's so dang cool. It is the easiest spot on the map to blow somebody to smithereens with an aerial vehicle, but oh, here we go. Silk is back in the jet, able to make some plays here. Cook this fraud, cook this fraud.
You've killed Mr. Beast.
Where'd you go?
Okay.
I will say, shout out to Silk. This guy is manning this aerial craft so well on Crazy Pink because he is from the Oceania sector of the world.
Cut left, Sam. Cut left.
I don't want to misspeak. I want to say Australia, but he can correct me if I'm wrong.
Piece me up, dude. The hell is insane, dude.
I've got 99% on my rocket. Lovely.
Go on, Silk. Get in. Get the chopper, man. Alright, I think I should be able to call in a vehicle again now.
Yeah?
Oh, no, I can't. I'm being shot.
Where can we go? We can't get E or D. Oh, still got killed by the chopper.
He did indeed. And now the chopper is somewhat targeting me.
I need to find it. Where is it?
I love this squad so much. It's insane. It's great to have him back for Adult Force Showmatch. This is hilarious.
It's so calm, but like think back to like when we got these guys on the desk and we got to speak to them about Delta Force. And now you're right. They're back in another show match and comms are, they're common.
They're common. So funny. All right, another guided missile. Let's see where it lands and see what value it gets. Onto the point. Bang! Holy cow, Mr. Wormy picks up a quad piece with a guided missile. Well earned, well executed. Lucci trying to splatter on top. I don't think so, Luch.
He was pretty stone cold there. He was just like, I'm gonna make a valiant effort. Not gonna work.
Yeah, I think that was Nowhere and Sammy and Co. at the top of the pyramid here. Synapsis trying to do a lot of the same. Let's see.
Bien realista, bro. Mira cómo escalo mi pirámide.
Increíble, conquistado.
Estoy haciendo wall run.
Yo no veo gente.
Hola.
Another guided missile coming in as well.
Disparar desde arriba hacia abajo.
Baja.
Seeing Westa dropping that one, only picking up a single kill.
All good. I'm just waiting for some of this to connect. Back to little DJ in the air as well.
All right, clock is ticking, score also ticking. A very close game in terms of score. And it does look like, yeah, the Explorers have taken a very small lead in our score line with only a minute and a half left on the game clock as well. This is going to come down to the wire.
Oh. What is this angle? Put the afterburner's on, baby.
Same, man, same. This is me for real.
To the danger zone.
That's crazy. I think that's the first time Kenny Loggins has been sung on main on a Top Force broadcast. I'm in. I'm here for it. Silky, great job picking up a kill. What a way to finish this broadcast. 30 seconds on the clock. Discord couldn't be closer.
This guy right here. Lock him. You got him?
Oh, Siren's coming on in. Silk behind the wheel. Takes down Lucci.
Silk's got him. He's in the dog.
Enemy forces control
The score's within 10. The guided missile could change everything, and it does just that. Flex picks up 4. Is that enough?
Laser him.
He's locked. For the red side, Explorers. With a slight lead in Explorers. Get the victory. What a game. King of the Hill. That was crazy. We got to see every inch of that map. Monument, a very cool map. King of the Hill, a lot of fun to watch. We hit the game timer. The score was insanely close. The Explorers get some revenge in King of the Hill. Nice win. Great games. And a great showcase of what everything that Monument has to offer, Tiff. What a way to finish out this broadcast. King of the Hill is very, very cool. Again, everybody at home, you can play all of those modes on Monument. Team Deathmatch, Victory Unite, as well as King of the Hill. So you can see every inch of this very cool brand new map here with Season Ahsarah.
Look, it was beautiful, right? We were seeing who was going to get to the top of the pyramid. Well, we didn't realize that half the entire lobby was going to look to make camp up there, right? We had tanks up there. We had the beacons to make sure that we're respawning up there. But so many of our sky vehicles were working to keep everyone off the top. Now, I will say the snipes were pretty good as well. We saw a couple good ones, but we were still looking for that trick shot, which makes me think, hopefully he hit one off main.
Yeah, hopefully Synapsis was able to pick up a nice no-scope that we missed on main broadcast. Let's take a look at some of the replays from that last map. Of course, our Victory Unite maps, we saw a dominant win there from the Pharaohs. But inside of King of the Hill, the Explorers, they lagged behind for a moment, but then they crushed it towards the end. We, of course, saw the Tempest Chandelier, if you will, on the backside of many of these jets. We saw tanks on top of the pyramid getting blown to pieces, and everybody trying to win not only the King of the Hill, but also the King of the Pyramid. Good grief, we were fighting over the top spot here so many times. We also saw Little J hanging out with this helicopter with Tempest. Here's a quick look at Sammy emoting on main, to I believe getting blown to smithereens a moment after. There it is. Yeah, see ya.
Medic! That was absolutely vile. I just want to say, we just gotta let Tempest do Tempest things. But then we had the crazy battles of the sky. Silk, Mr. Wormy, a couple others looking to claim this space for themselves, and oh, Doyle rules.
I love Nate not remembering that he has a parachute as well. Channeling his inner Tim the Tatman. Ender's picking up some clip after clip as he was flying and frying. Channeling some great warfare energy. Lucci gets up here, doesn't do much with it, unfortunately gets blown to pieces, but still got up there, and also got in a jet and sang us a nice song towards the end. But Silk, Wormy, both in the jets, we saw so many moments of dog fights between helicopters and jets and guided missiles to close things out. A very fun King of the Hill game and a very fun showcase of everything Monument has to offer, Tiff. What a show and what a great event. We got to see, this is the first time in a while that we've gotten to see every inch of each of the modes that touch a brand new map like this. But take me through the leaderboards. We got a lot to talk about before we wrap up today's show. There's a lot of prizing on the line as well.
There really is. We've got to reunite with Victory Unite and give out some rewards for our top slayers, our top medics. Mind you guys, that Asus Tough 50-80 on the line for the top slayer and the top medic respectfully. And there were a couple names that were vying for the top medic. Top slayer looked to be a runaway, and as you dive back into it, Mr. Wormy 158. Oh my God. Or I should say my guy, my pilot, my whatever, my Wormy, I don't know.
That is insane. Congratulations, my friend. Obviously, well earned, well executed. It's the name of the game. If you're able to utilize vehicles correctly and your opponents aren't able to take them down correctly, you're going to find a ton of value in that. And because of that, Mr. Wormy obliterated everybody else. 158 total kills in the top Slayer category. Fishbank, Flex, Faults, and Store Life, though, still walking away with something. Top 5. Making a little bit of cash or earning a new GPU. 5080 going to Wormy. We'll talk about that in a moment. We got to talk about top medic. Who was it? Westa. If you didn't see Westa on the map, what were you doing? This guy was reviving left, right, and center. Insane amount of revives, frankly, from Westa. And sick Lil J, Sammy also, and Lucci going for revives all the way through and therefore earning a little bit of cash as well. So we got a lot more creators in this category going for revives because it's a more assured thing. So congratulations. But Westa's, you're picking up this GPU. Let's take a look at the overall breakdown of the pricing, because here it is. Team Pharaohs, everybody on Team Pharaohs, Tiff, walking away with 10,000 in total Delta tickets to your accounts, which is crazy. Top Slayer, though, Mr. Wormy. Congratulations, Ace is Tough Gaming, RTX 5080, 16 gigabyte. Congratulations on a brand new graphics card. And the same for you, Westas. But Tiff, here's everybody else and the money that they've earned for being a top Slayer or a top medic.
Yo, Lucci on there for top medic. All I saw was him with the shotgun in hand. So when we weren't seeing him on main, he was picking people up in Victory Unite. Congratulations there in 5th place for top medic. Store Life in 5th over there for top Slayer. But overall, I mean, season 7 Ahsarah is pretty sick. I've been enjoying Monument. I love that we got to see it all over the place through the variation of modes, but it's been a good time.
It's been a dang good time. So congratulations to all of our winners, but also congratulations to all of our creators. Thank you for playing today. We couldn't do it without you. That was so much fun to watch you experience this brand new map and this brand new season. There's a ton going on in season Ahsarah from this new map in Warfare, but also a crazy amount of stuff in Operations as well, from the Zero Dam Sync Point into the new Hot Zone maps. I know we've done some Hot Zone on main before as well. So some new consumables, new syringes to highlight before we wrap up today's show. So I'm loving the season, like Tiff said, and we've had a blast throughout the course of today. I gotta say, Tiff, what do you think about Gizmo to wrap up the show? I thought Gizmo was sick. I really like his abilities. Kind of changes the game for the engineer category.
Look, I'm just gonna live up to my name and say I love it. Look, I love the spiders. I love the Tims. I love the survey bots going over there. I think he provides a lot in terms of defense, of course, right? But it's gonna be the people that find the best ways to utilize him on the offense. And of course, that's just gonna keep unfolding with times, and we see content creators coming out with guidelines on how to utilize the best of Gizmo, and we'll just have to wait and see what people cook up.
Wait and see indeed. Well, Tiff, this is the worst part of the broadcast. We got to close things out. Any final words? It was great having you back with Delta Force. I know the chat loved having you back as well. Any final words for the show?
No, I mean, just keep cooking out there on Delta Force. I love seeing the community engagement. I love highlighting the creators, and I peruse Reddit. I see you guys in there talking about all the different strategies, and it's been really fun to kind of see that and, of course, showcase the new match. And I love that we got Tempest up there hitting the emote on top with Sammy. It's unfortunate that he exploded mere seconds later, but you never know. We'll just have to see what's next.
Well, we appreciate you, Tiff. Let's get a W, Tiff, in the chat, and I'm sure we'll see you in future Delta Force broadcasts. Tiff, it's a blast having you back. Folks at home, it's just you and me now. And look, I love being a part of all of these Delta Force broadcasts. Before I close things out, I want to remind you, there's a lot going on in Season Ahsarah, and you've got to get a chance to take a look at it yourself. From Monument to, like I said, the Zero Dam Sync Point mini mode is very cool. There's unexpected flooding that has occurred in all of the underground pipeline area of Zero Dam, and in desperation, Saeed has planted massive amounts of explosives. It's very cool stuff. You can do an Operation Diffuser to earn some extra airdrop rewards. Cool stuff in Zero Dam, but also new Hot Zone maps. I talked about it. Also new active map selection in Hot Zone. If you haven't checked out Hot Zone in a while, go check it out with the map selection. If you like specific maps, you can select 3 maps and see if you get one of your choices this time around rather than full random, which is pretty cool. As well as new consumables and operations like the Proteus Jammer, the Tactical Gear Supply, and the Neuro Fluid, and the Neuro Angle... Oh, I'm not going to say this word right. Angelesic... Nope, I'm not going to say it. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of neuro stuff happening, and some really cool ways that you can know if somebody's aiming at you in particular. I talked about that before. You can see when somebody's aiming at you, your screen kind of lights up. Some cool ways to kind of enhance the Operations experience. So go check out Operations as well as all of the Warfare stuff we showcased today. But to do that, final word, you got to download Delta Force. It's free and you can get it on all major social or all major platforms rather. You've got Epic Game Store, you've got the Steam store, you can play on PC, you can play on console, PlayStation 5, you can play on Xbox, you can play on the App Store and on Android Google Play Store if you're a mobile fan. We've got some great mobile content creators that have been making a lot of content around this game. They've been making a bunch of guides on Gizmo as well for mobile. There's cross-platform as well. Some really cool stuff happening in Delta Force on all of our platforms. So go download it to experience it. And final word, also drop a follow on all major socials. If you want to be a part of events like this in the future, there's a community Discord you can join if you're a creator, as well as the general Delta Force Discord where you can get a bunch of your questions asked, anything that you need help on. We've got some fantastic moderators, some of which have been in the chat today as well, helping people out. So make sure you jump into that Discord and learn a bit more about what's going on in the Delta Force ecosystem. There's also Q&As with some of the devs, a lot of cool stuff there. And just generally drop a follow on all major socials to see the news updates, okay? That's all for the Season Ahsarah show match, though. So to end today's broadcast, I got to remind you that we couldn't do it without you, the viewers. So thanks for tuning in, and I'm sure we'll see you very soon for another Delta Force broadcast. You can see where the map is. This is going to be on the back half.
We should push as a train.
Yeah?
In front of you.
Got in on time, but was working on his gun builds for a while, and then Enders and Inco helped him out. So that's a fun little utility bonus for us. Thank you, Lil J. I appreciate that.
Go for it. But nade shot here. First, that was the most nonchalant way to say they're not ready for the aggression, but that's the net. They're you till you get taken down. Back to flex. 18 in the first TDM map.
There's this roster right here. Explorers are crushing it.
Left side, in the boxes.
Get your net, Stoddy. Net them.
I feel like he's just waiting for his next challenger, right? They're just hitting the dynamic repulsion and just trying to fit. You called him out in third, ready to make some cash, and he says, I don't care, you can try to crawl away. The death ball.
Classic.
Quizás, ¿dónde estamos yendo?
Okay, Synapsis, let's see what you got. Ooh, nice movement there, because it's saving.
Oh my god, yo, I might need to go back to the AK. This SMG is the bullshit.
I was wondering what weapon everybody was using, and yeah, Wormy's got the bow out.
I'm scared. He's using the
that TDM map. So that's the way this map all lays out. See the pyramids off in the distance. We'll slowly get there. Hope for Andy Savage.
He just seems to do that to people, right? And that
can almost entirely hold down a split point sector like this. And look, I mean, this is ridiculous. This is insane. Fat. What am I looking at right now? Holding down the point as we see vehicle on vehicle violence. Nade shot getting involved. Being the threats down below. Artillery strike saw some decent value there. Just dropping it basically on the point down below. Have some visual cover. Bang! See you later, Lucci on a tear. Huge military Chinook that flew over top of my house like a week ago.
Flares. Surely.
he did blow flares. No.
And tried to take down this helicopter. And just says a few choice words and said no thank you.
Oh yeah.
Stays on a Luru though. Vehicles. Oh my.
He's there.
Let's go. We got it. Lex is looking clean. Being tagged up from multiple different angles. Here's the jet on jet combat over the top. Look at this.
A triple grapple?
I was wondering if we were gonna see it. All are using the Tempest ability to grapple on the back of the jet.
The top of the pyramid, Doge. What? What?
Strafing runs are like really, really clean.
Oh, there was no one there that time. Okay. Interesting.
My exoskeleton? There's a parachute. I saw it last second.